It's another Lapeef Thursday. How everybody doing?
No complaints. What's going on?
Great.
Good.
Tomorrow, Friday, I'm doing great.
We got some new faces. We got a couple familiar faces. Glad to see y'all back. Toya with the 6 A's. And
Not Toya with the 6 A's. I'm crying.
Glad to be here.
yeah, JR said he'll be right with us. He's experiencing technical difficulties. What? What's up, Toya? What's up with Toya with the 6 A's? How your day been?
My day has been great, thank you.
You look sleepy.
How's your? I am sleepy. It's my bedtime.
Girl,
you
See my blanket?
bed this early.
At least you ain't got a bonnet on. So I won't have no joke.
I will put the bonnet on when I get off camera.
We appreciate that.
I know nobody coming on with no bonnet now.
You didn't think we had people on the panel with a bonnet on before?
Definitely been with a bonnet on. They have.
My mama
People
be
been
rolling
on
around
here
her
with bonnets. People been on here with their bonnets on.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
That's a bit.
Listen, my mama have a heart like, God rest her soul, but she don't play by no bonnets now, boy.
so you ain't never
Shit,
wore a bonnet out in town before?
Never in my
No.
life.
You know what?
Not
You're in the
my
military. You're from the military, so I believe you. You spend most time on base. You can't walk outside like that no way.
Mm-mm.
What about you, Dan? When you used to have like those long, luxurious locks, you was outside with a bonnet on, true?
You had locks?
That is blasphemous, sir.
Just
Blasphemous. Nah, never that. I never had braids. I didn't do none of that stuff. Anything that exemplified me getting pulled over and cleaned up, I wasn't doing it.
It's a fact.
Wasn't doing it.
Well,
My
actually,
whole life.
you're still a little brown. You can still.
I mean, I am brown, but I've been successful at it. So, it must work.
He definitely
I don't
can't
give
help
off
that.
we need to call backup. I don't got that look. So I'm cool with it.
No, as soon as you get pulled over and start talking, I bet you police officers were real safe.
Oh, yeah.
He's not one of those.
Yeah. They start asking me how my day's going. It's a whole different vibe.
That's a stupid ass question. You asked me how my day's going, bitch, and you just pulled me over, nigga. Fuck you. What do you mean? How's my day going, nigga? I got pulled over.
It's
Like as soon as you cut your lights on, the first thing I thought was, God damn, my insurance about to go up again.
I'm crying.
Yeah, man. Ain't got nothing on the record. We good. Roll the windows down. Keep your hands at 10 and 2. Chilling.
No, I can't drive like that, bro. 10 and 2. 10 and 2.
When they there, you already know. When they're there.
I'm gonna drive the way they caught me when they cut them fucking lights on.
You be asking for problems.
Put one hand out the window, one hand out the sunroof, so they know I'm not reaching for nothing.
No doubt.
I don't think y'all.
You don't be walking around with your bonnet on.
I've never in my life had enough hair to wear a bonnet.
Yeah.
Ever. I got my hair braided once and took that shit down 30 minutes later. I'm probably the most tender-headed human on earth. So no, my hair has been the same length, give or take, for 40 years. I low-key think it's funny that JR is having technical difficulty right when the show starts, though.
Right?
I feel like he got a surprise for us or something right now.
Right. He gonna come back on with 5 more people, like ding, 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 ding.
I don't know, because if he left me up here, and I think I got the admin rights, you can't put the wrong people up here because I'm gonna drop their ass down.
Well, damn.
Yeah, hopefully we get to stay hyena free tonight.
Yeah, we need to keep it tranquil as much as possible.
Oh yeah, let's see if we could keep it a little bit PG-13 because the language got a little wild on the last one.
Yeah. I don't. Where's Maya? Where's him white? Like that's too much estrogen up here.
Yeah, I don't. Where's a Trev? Like Trev's not in the house. It's crazy.
No, man, I think Trev probably outside.
Y'all gonna get all this today.
No, look, I'm finna start recruiting from the chat before I sit up here and deal with this shit.
What's wrong with all the estrogen? What do you
Everything.
mean?
What?
Don't start.
What you mean? What's wrong with it?
Come on now.
I'm on
Don't
record. I
stop.
don't hang out with large groups. Like that's just not my bag. But
I mean, large, okay.
but true though. True. Listen.
This is
True
this is
said we can
typically
learn
my
something.
element. Right?
True said we can learn something here. We like to send Edward the link. Christopher Matthews might need the link.
Women are pleasant for the most part. What's going
Oh
on?
shit! Okay, here we go. Now we got
There you
7
go.
feet. We got 7. We got the 7-footer in the building. All right, shit getting better, getting balanced out. What other fellas we got in the chat? I can't tell if some of y'all the niggas or not because your names. What's up, Dub? Oh shit, we got one hyena bitches.
Over here trying to get this girl to finish this homework. She is playing games with my wife.
Daddy duty?
Yeah, they in the back getting it together, so you might hear it in the back.
Just taser, bro.
Taser, you said?
Hey, listen.
Don't take no parenting advice from that man.
Absolutely none. He gonna send you to jail. These kids are
Expedition.
snitches.
You can't listen. How you gonna prove that kid? How you gonna prove she got tased?
Kids are snitches nowadays. They ain't the same. You can't be
Kids
doing
are liars at this point. I'm like, Your Honor, I don't know what he's talking about. I did not tase him.
Well, you know it's video evidence right now, right?
Where?
Right? Of you telling him to tase
Yeah,
him.
this is me giving my opinion. It ain't no video, ain't no ocular proof of me tasing nobody. But I will say that when you tase people, they do become very compliant.
Oh, you know
Right.
that?
I was told to
personal
tase you to get you
experience?
to do your homework. What do you think about that?
That's personal experience. You know that?
Do you know what a taser
Everybody in the
is?
military gets tased at some point.
Oh, okay. It's not a cookie. Just go back doing your work.
Not you distracting the child for nonsense.
The Ed say he got his kids every day. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
What up,
that's
Dale?
what parents do, no?
They'll say these people are so new to panels. I guess we get off.
Yeah, half the panel is newish.
Good observation.
This Toya with the with 1A, this is her first time, I think. Toya with the 6A, she was here last week. So was BK Baxter, and then this this might be the piece's second show, but I think we done did another 100 show somewhere else. So she's not no rookie. She's not new to this. Toya, what are you doing? Your homework?
Toya one.
Toya,
Right.
what are you working on? Your homework?
Regular work, because you were talking about I think True earlier something about getting pulled over, rates going high. That's what I do. I'm about to increase your premium right now.
Yep. Go ahead and send her to the back.
He said, "What's your name again? Let me write that down."
Right.
Neighbor Toya is
Already got
there.
the screenshot, put it in your document file and all. I'm sending it right to my suit. We approving the premium increase for your next renewal.
Thought we was gonna have some pleasant temperaments on the panel tonight. It's choosing
What?
violence.
Toya is the sweetest ever. What are you talking
Thank
about?
you. Thank you.
That
Until you
woman
piss me
just
off.
said that she's responsible for more mass insurance incarceration.
Actually, I'm not. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm actually the most helpful person because if you get into an accident, you got to talk to me, and I'm either going to approve it or deny it. Now, don't piss me off because I'm gonna deny it.
So, how much of a cut do you need to always approve it?
I mean, with all honesty, just be nice. Just be nice and don't lie to me. If you lie to me, I'm not gonna help you. Because the moment you lie to me, that's it. That's a wrap. I'm denying you. I don't care I don't care if you was not at fault at all. I'm gonna make a way to make you at fault.
That's tough. I mean, that's fair. I can respect that. I don't think you should be mean to nobody that has your financial future or your dietary future in their hands.
It's a fact.
So that's tough. I mean, shit. If JR gonna be gone this long, I might just have to start talking shit to people in the chat because there he is. Boy, you came just in time, JR. And we got 2 hyenas that showed up already. I was about to start hunting.
We about to get good. Life's about choices. I was about to get started up here.
JR Computer said, "You know what? You want to do a show tonight? No, nigga. Update." That's like driving a Tesla. He's like, "My thing gonna run errands," and that shit is like, "No, nigga, you're gonna go charge me first."
Or they is it the Tesla that tells you when you need a coffee break?
Oh, my Honda does that.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna tell you to do a lot of shit. It ain't never told me to go get no fucking coffee.
Yeah, but
Keep your eyes on the road. All
If you drive too long without stopping, I think it'll tell you like, yo, you need
yeah,
a coffee
my
break.
wheels start like vibrating, like to wake me up, like I'm as if I'm sleeping.
All right. Well, now that JR is back, I'm gonna go ahead and hand him over his reign so he can go ahead and get his show started. I think I'm talked out now. I'm going to sleep.
You just started.
Right.
Like, come on.
Like 2 more minutes. You guys hear me okay? Can you hear me?
Sound great.
All right. My apologies, man. Let me go ahead and get this video.
We accept apologies and vouchers wherever, you know.
But, Disneyland.
Roblox.
No, I don't even need a Disneyland voucher. Like, I'll take a kava, sweet greens, preferably.
Oh, that's a good one. Like the smoothie thing.
Sweet greens.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet greens. They have like salads and bowls and stuff like that.
Who the fuck wants to go to Chipotle for rabbits?
For who? Rabbits?
He a hater because I said sweet greens.
Salads and shit.
They have protein on the bowls too, like, not just salad.
Thank you very much. Somebody who's cultured.
Oh, it's culture because a nigga eats salad now. Well, y'all call culture any fucking thing.
Yup.
Yeah. Hey man, please don't say that girl name 3 times before she show up.
Right.
Oh God.
Like,
You know who they talking about. Stop playing.
That's my homie. Y'all be hating for no reason.
no, you don't. Jesus be hating on us by waking that motherfucker up every day.
Gotta watch the company
Stop.
you keep. BK, you gotta watch the company you keep.
Yeah, I got to question your taste now. If that's who you think is cool,
Listen, just because she not y'all cup of tea.
Y'all, she's not nobody cup of tea. You've been here twice. This is like 1.5 times. Trust me. Just read the chat when you're done, like in the comments on the video. Oh my God! Like I know her husband miserable. Anyway, Darren, what you got for us tonight, big dog?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. You guys have been introduced already. We got Keisha, Toya, Willie, M. White, BK, True, and Toya 2.0. So
that's a good one.
And I'm Lapeef, man. We got an excellent show here for you guys. Life is about choices. Never married, no kids, no regrets. So this conversation is actually stemming from Melyssa Ford. You guys familiar with her?
Yes.
Melyssa Ford?
Yeah.
That used to drive a Honda Accord?
Did she?
Yeah.
I don't know her that personally, but I guess.
Yeah. I know her personally. But anyway, she was having a conversation on a podcast, which I thought would make an interesting discussion. This time, I'm okay with if you want to comment about what she said and from her POV. But after that, just kind of tie it back into reality.
Well, can we get I didn't see it.
I'm gonna play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just remember you asked for this.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can react to what it is, but then tie it back into reality because there's people that think just like what she is saying, and there's people that think just like what we're saying. So,
oh God, brace myself.
Yeah, no, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. It may be some truth to it.
I don't think this is going to apply to any of y'all. None of y'all look like y'all sold pussy before, so y'all are safe.
Yeah, but I don't want to spend a whole entire time just talking about Melyssa. But she'll be. Somebody could take something away from this conversation. Maybe it might be able to help somebody kind of process their thoughts. All that good stuff. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna go ahead and run the first part of this clip. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Affects the men, though. But that also goes to say that we have finite amount of time of things to focus on. And then if we do have time to look for mates or be in those circles, we have to be very selective about the environments that we go in and what we're focused on getting. So I want to actually have this conversation with you because I have 2 daughters, right? And my kids are in Gen Alpha. And for Gen Alpha, 2/3 of the jobs that exist right now will not exist when they're of age. So it's a very uncertain future for them.
Yeah.
And we live in increasingly uncertain times right now. And I have a big gripe with hypergamy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the idea of telling my daughters that looking for a financially stable partner is the best bet, even in spite of the fact that we live in economic uncertain times. So I'm just curious from your vantage point on that, because there is so much talk about that online. And like I said, everything you described, in some people's cases, sounds like a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting presented with a $150,000 necklace on day one, like that's a fantasy. Do you feel a sense of disillusionment from it? Or what would you say in response to people who look at that and say, oh, I aspire to that?
To getting the $150,000 necklace?
Well, everything that goes with it, to be putting yourself in the places where that's even possible.
It's just not real. It would be too difficult to maintain. It would be a headache to maintain. It would be constant anxiety, and I don't want it. I did it. I don't want it. Never want that for myself anymore. So if that would be the last thing that I advised a young girl to do, to look at, look at men of means being, your saving grace or your safety net. Girls are thriving. Women are thriving. We're outpacing men in every aspect of life right now. By the way, I saw their pictures. They are stunning. You must be so proud.
Thank you. I am. Yeah. I really, really am. And I am hopeful for them. And I am hopeful for them to have an intimate life that is fulfilling. And I also acknowledge that it comes in all forms. And don't get me wrong, I've spoken to women before who have a partner who has lots of means, and it contributes, may not be the only reason, but it definitely contributes to their feeling of appreciation to be in the relationship, love for the relationship.
And don't let me say that being like all rich men are pieces of shit. That is definitely not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
However, I've dated enough of them that there is a consistency. I call it rich man syndrome. You know what rich man syndrome looks like?
What?
Somebody got to get that. That's just their attitude. Somebody is always going to fall. Like they walk with a wake in front of them, and whatever happens behind them, they've got people just scrambling and picking things up and whatever else. And also the fact that they have the money also is they walk with the attitude and the bravado that they are the breadwinner, and they're the ones that are affording you this luxurious life.
I'm going to stop it there, man. She had a lot of conversation about dating a man with means. What do you guys thoughts about it? What came to mind?
She's not necessarily a woman that walks with substance to start there. Her background is just null and void to start. She's burnt out. I mean, she's ran through how many persons as far as dating. Once you start to get to a certain portion of, when you start to get to a certain portion of when you're dating so much or so many people, you're burnt out. So yeah, you're not going to be appeased by what's being offered to you any longer, versus somebody that's more average would be elated to receive that type of gift, and to tell someone like, oh, well, you shouldn't date for money, or you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But you've done all those things. I can understand that you're coming from your perspective and points of impact, your perspective, but you're burnt out. I don't, and not for nothing, men with means, I feel like it's essentially like a dating app. They got so many to choose from. So you're just kind of swiping until you find your match. And she wasn't really nobody's match. She thought she was.
Because I've dated a man with means, and he was not a piece of shit, as she was trying to refer to.
Yeah.
He was actually very sweet, very nice, very caring, very much a provider. Like, I could say I broke my nail, and he's going to try to find a way to make sure I get my nail fixed. So I think it's really just her experience being
exactly.
her.
I think it's mostly
doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, I think it's the type of people you date. And I think there has to be acknowledgement that if you're dating someone rich, famous, and in the entertainment industry, which I believe a majority of the people she's probably talking about are there. I know people in the entertainment industry, and it's fame does some crazy things to people. And so, I just think that her opinion on a man of means, she needs to be more specific to say, hey, I date these entertainers, and a majority of them weren't it, which, we've all heard stories, and we are seeing in files and stuff that, things go to people's head, and, money can turn people, not just money, but also fame and money. The combination can turn people into some ugly things. And so I think, you know, she could have went a different way with who she was dating, but she didn't.
Because anybody could be, any man can have his means, but if you don't have no discipline, no character, no personality, things that come with it. And like she said, just to piggyback off of her, if you're into the entertainment world, you already got the light on you versus a rich man who's may not be in the entertainment world, may have more morals, more grounds. So you're in the entertainment, you ran through entertainment, and you got exactly what you put in.
Who do y'all think did better with that lifestyle? Corinne Steffens or Melyssa Ford?
Corinne Steffens was married with children.
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
Superhead.
Yeah. Corinne Steffens, I would say too, because she's married now.
Superhead. That's who Corinne Steffens is.
Gotcha.
Mm.
You said she's married with children?
Yeah, she's got a video talking. She told her husband.
And Melyssa Ford is still out here giving interviews about how men suck.
Yeah.
But once again, like the title, it was her choice. You chose to keep dealing with those type of men. You made that decision. You didn't set no boundaries and no standards to say this, that, and the third. And you chose to go into a lifestyle that you started off with. You made these decisions now that you have this type of outcome, all men ain't ish. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Made your bed, you gotta lay in it.
All men. The reason why she says all men ain't shit is because nobody has chosen her, and she's almost fucking 50.
Facts.
Also, I think it's the type of men she's going after.
Exactly.
I think she has a type. So to say.
She relegated herself to those types of men because when she came into the industry, she was known for being a video girl and pass around. And what credible nigga is gonna take her serious ever?
Somebody completely out of the country who don't know who she is.
I mean, but at the same time, you said Corinne is married with kids, and
so at some point, I was about to say that. So do you think that?
Look who she's married? I said, what credible and respectable man? No one knows who that man is, but we do know that he's not credible nor respectful because she's admitted that she tells him, "Hey, if Lil Wayne calls me, if this person calls me, I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave and I'm going to be gone for 3 or 4 days."
Oh, she said that? She said to her husband?
She said that she told him that, and then when she came home, he had a bath waiting for her. So.
Oh wow.
There's always, for every sucker, there's somebody waiting to lick it. That's
he put the vinegar in the bathtub. He said we need to tighten that thing back up.
I know a lot of niggas who know Superhead, who know what her past is and how many miles of penis she's ingested, and would still at least fuck with her because of her
who she is,
abnormal skill set.
Oh yeah, she had an abnormal skill set.
Yeah, that shit should have been studied.
Do you
anybody else see her looking like when she was talking? I couldn't get Kamala Harris out of my head because from that view it looked like you have the Kamala Harris
not Kamala.
Yo, she looked. I was like, oh damn, that's what I was thinking about. But what she was saying was not. Yeah, couldn't get that. I was like, wow, yo, we can't get rid of this lady.
She's trying to be taken seriously. She's trying to, she came with her little business.
She had to put the business suit on.
Yeah,
like the Mr. Hightower suit. She came and put it on and wanted the people to take her serious because if you ask people in the past 5 years what they know Melyssa Ford for, they're gonna say the Joe Budden show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But before that, I did have that King magazine spread.
We all had it because that lineup was tough. It had her, it had Cubana Lust, it had
Baxter, or whatever.
What's
you know them by names?
He definitely
did. It was ATL to play Big Booty Judy. She was in Dubai getting shit on.
Oh, Buffy the Body.
Buffy the Body. Bro, you can't. Everybody had that one King magazine spread. Now, which pages you had torn out was based on your taste, but we all had it. I think every man in this chat has had this before.
Wow.
Do you think if she would have met most men and tried to settle down in her 20s, they would have just went for it, even though she was still a video vixen? Or was video vixen a death sentence relationship-wise for her? Well, it's not because Superhead got married.
Well, that's the thing. So it's not about just getting married, right? The cool thing is any man can get married if he wants to. He just has to choose someone who, that's whatever, right? It's about marrying somebody. It's about marrying a man that other men respect. Like when you walk in, like when your husband walks into a room, the niggas be like, "Oh yeah, we seen that nigga to the store." Like it's not like he was. You're saying he's not a man of clout, name, or resources. He's just a man because by his biology. But no one respects him. Like no one admires him. No one lives him. Like he can't lead anybody. So that's just the man that you have to choose because he's the one that's willing to accept you. So her getting married isn't the flex. If she got married to a nigga who was worth something, then we probably would have had a different conversation. But Melyssa Ford never had that opportunity because she came into the game hot. One who was young and hot then. Her best strategy would have been to get an older nigga when she was young. Like, because being even before people give Eve a hard time. You see what she went and did. She changed her whole.
Eve went and married her a billionaire, baby.
Like she changed her whole image. You ain't seen Eve pick up a microphone since she started dating Brady. Like
she got up out of Dodge.
So are you saying that black women once they get popping, they should just go marry rich white men?
Nope. That's not what the fuck I'm saying at all. Nope. I'm not about to have
you didn't do that though. Let's be honest. For a majority of black women, white men are your last resort.
We didn't say rich white. We didn't say white men. I don't think that black women should go date white men at all.
I mean, I'm saying with Eve, Serena, her sister, they all waited until after peak and then was like, now I'm going to settle down with a nice, wealthy white man who's going to, give me the kids, do the things.
Those white men married those women's legacies.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different conversation that I'm not going to go into right now because I feel like I could go on a rant about that. But I also feel like with Eve didn't carry herself the way Melyssa Ford
she's a rapper.
Superhead carried her.
I would say Eve was worse.
Have you not seen Eve's sex tape?
Oh
no,
I forgot.
Sorry, forgot
but
about
that.
Was
Stevie J, right, or something like that.
She used to say she the pit bull in the skirt. Like, my nigga, that's like, who you marrying? The pit bull in the skirt? That's crazy, but
So she ready like now. She sit with her legs crossed at the ankles and everything.
Melyssa Ford got an ego. Like when she was even giving her commentary, you can tell that she was really bothered off the fact that these men who surpassed her success, and that she's kind of always had that ego. I think that's her issue. It really is not the fact that she's attractive. I mean, there's a whole bunch of girls that look like Melyssa Ford, some better, but her issue is like she never could command respect at the same level, and she's talked about it, and that still is relevant now. Like she's bothered that you got a man that can probably buy you 12, 15 times over, and you're bent out of shape because of his attitude. Well, then go get a normal dude, but you're not gonna do that because you think you better than them, and then you think you better than average. Yo, I don't feel sorry for her. That's her fault. She wasted her time. She wasted her window. So, we'll see her in 10, 20 years when she's 65 and still complaining with her Kamala Harris suits on. I don't feel sorry for her.
The life cycle of being a hoe ends when you're 26. Every year that you in that hoe phase, after that, you just damning yourself after your 40s to end up on the couch.
But Drea said your wholeness gets deleted. You don't remember that interview she did? Drea said, no, after a while, your wholeness gets deleted.
I just don't repeat silly shit that I don't believe in. So I would have never brought that up because your wholeness absolutely does not get.
It got deleted because Drea's with like that basketball player. What's his name?
The young boy? That's the same name as her team?
Yeah, that one.
Some people overlook.
No, that's crazy. Let's not use her as an example.
Yeah.
I
have a question for the panel. Many women are told to marry a financially stable man. Is chasing money hurting real connection in modern day?
Absolutely.
I don't think that it's hell no. I don't think it's hurting. Women should want a stable man.
Yeah.
I wish the fuck my daughter would be like, well, he's gonna make it. He's gonna blow. He's gonna be a rapper. No, absolutely not. We're not doing that. Potential is cool.
I don't think that's necessarily what he meant per se. Because I feel like
stable?
Huh?
He said financially stable, right? Which what are we defining as that in this modern day and age?
But is it different? He said it's not financially stable. It's just marry for money. Like, was that not the question?
Yeah, many women are told to marry a financially stable man. Is chasing money hurting the real connection in modern dating?
Right. And then that goes back to what she was saying, what does financially stable look like to you? Because let's say he has a 1-bedroom apartment and, he's making enough money to sustain his 1-bedroom apartment and, he's good. He's stable in his sense. But then, like, if he's dealing with a woman who has a house, she may not view him as financially stable. So it depends.
But he could be in that 1-bedroom. Is he financially stable to take on another person? He can just be living below his means.
Facts.
Never know. He might be having 100K somewhere in the 401k, RIA, all that stuff. So,
like financial stability is not like like y'all saying, one fixed number or lifestyle. It depends on the person's responsibilities, their expectations, and obviously who they dating.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know some military financial stable people that live way below their means. But most women probably wouldn't date them, probably because they would assume based off of looks that they're not, they're not stable.
To the bag, yeah.
Right.
A lot of women equate financial stability to material listed things.
Not knowing those are the brokest people because you just spend all your money on looking good.
Facts.
It means nothing. What, Chris Rock still in his Toyota Corolla or something like that? Like, and you see how much he make. Adam Sandler, like, come on. Yeah,
if you would have ever seen Adam Sandler walking down the street, you would not think that, oh, that nigga got money.
Yeah. Like you said, it's equated to materialistic. And like, oh, you got to look good. Not for nothing. You should still look like you should at least be presentable, haircut, you know what I mean? Nails shaped up or something like that. Be presentable. I'm not saying you got to be walking around here with every Louis Gucci down this. Because my first thought when I see things like that, I'm like, you're broke. Your debt to income ratio is probably through the roof. Mm-hmm. I see an extreme luxury car. I'm like, yeah, your payment is probably like a good $2,000, and your insurance is probably $1,000 alone. Yeah.
Go ahead, Drew. You about to say something?
Oh.
Okay. I got another question. Are wealthy men less loyal in relationships because they have too many options?
No.
Yes.
It depends on the characteristic of the man himself. How much discipline does he have?
Yes.
We could say yes and we can say no. We can say yes because of all the options they have. But if he's a thoroughly disciplined man, those options mean nothing to you because of your discipline.
That's only if he has the discipline that you guys are talking about, or what you consider discipline. And the problem that you guys have is that what y'all think is discipline is not what made that man disciplined or what made him rich. So a guy who is disciplined, his discipline be like, you know what? If I only fuck one woman a month, that means I'm fucking 12 women a year. So that's 343 days, or 43 days where I'm faithful. I'm 98% faithful. To him, that may still be disciplined. So like you'd have to ask, like we have to not ask, but take in consideration what being disciplined means to him.
No, like you said, we have to ask. What is your definition of discipline? Because if it's one woman per month, you're out the door. Absolutely.
No, I don't think you're out the door. He doesn't qualify, baby. You'd have an issue with that. There are a lot of women who would deal with it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I said, like you said, it goes off a definition of discipline.
So I would think that men are as loyal as how they define loyal. I don't think that a guy that has unlimited, he has the same sexual access to the women as the women that he's attracted to do. I mean, he had to earn his, so he's probably going to want to utilize that or leverage that access at some point, whether or not it be, on a trip and he just bend somebody over a balcony, go back home to his family. Like, it doesn't matter because he just was with her for that moment. But
I think sometimes people assume that men with resources are automatically less loyal because they have more opportunities. But I think that opportunity doesn't create behavior. It just reveals your character. Like y'all basically saying, though, that was already there, whether you had the money or not. But
I don't think
if they look at it differently, though, that's what I'm saying. Y'all are women. So all of y'all feel like y'all should have your own man. And do you think that you should have your own man and not have to share one?
Right.
And then you also think you should have one of the rarest men in the world. You all want one and not have to share him either. Those men don't think that way. It's like, well, I want one woman to invest in, to build with, but a lot of these guys, them fucking somebody else doesn't take away from how they feel about their family. And a lot of them agree to be monogamous out of respect for their women. However, when they are alone or when they're surrounded by these certain types, Melyssa Ford in her prime,
women, yeah, you don't know what might happen.
Somebody's getting fucked.
Yeah, I don't think most women got to worry about it, because if you're measuring most men who actually acquire wealth, it's 45, 50 plus on average. If you're talking about a specific demographic, entertainers and stuff, that's an anomaly on an anomaly. But most men that are actually wealthy are old. They're in their senior citizen middle age range. They're not really attractive to a wide demographic of women just off the strength of him being himself. You'd have to see him attached to whatever he's acquired. And then in that case, yeah, typically they, hire out, source out intimacy at times. That's just kind of how that goes. And I don't know. I think you would be more productive as a woman just maintaining your position and keeping whatever is under your purview managed.
Yeah.
That's just my.
Also, I feel like. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I know plenty of poor people and I know plenty of millionaires. And I really don't think it makes a difference. If they're gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat.
I was about to say, because it'd be the
I know
brokers
people who
all the time.
literally have. I literally know people who have. Like, we all know people who
listen. We
homosexuals who, because they look good, swing good, all the things, they can swing it everywhere they want to. Okay. And we know we all done ran into a couple of you. Be like, wait, what he just, what girl? What?
Yeah, you know how many homeless men are in the world just swinging it so they can get someplace to sleep? Come on.
Right. I think the reasoning, right? We kind of look at the reasoning like, oh, if he wasn't this wealthy, he wouldn't be a cheater. I know plenty of ugly cheaters who are broke, because there are still going to be other ugly people who want to sleep with them because they see them as desirable because they have somebody. There are little people out there who only like people who are taken. And like, you know what I mean? So I don't really think money plays that big of a role for a majority of the people. I mean, like, you know what I mean? When I really look at it and really start comparing people, if you want to do it, you're going to do it. Like, they like, oh, the internet. Yeah, but back in the day, they were sleeping with the secretary or your sister or your neighbor. Now they're doing it with their old high school friends that they hooked up back with on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Most women like taking men because you get an example of what the finished product looks like. Mm-hmm. The taken man, you see him loving his wife out loud, doing all this dope shit. She's always dressed well. She's taken care of. She's kept. It makes every woman be like, oh, that's nice. I'm happy for her. But then it makes some of y'all say, ooh, I wish I had that. And then the trifling part of the rest of y'all will be like, I'm gonna try and get that. It's not there, but there's nothing wrong 100%. With being. There's nothing wrong with being like with admiring a woman, like another kept woman, and liking. I like seeing dudes take care of their girl. I'm like, that's what I want to do. Like, I like that. That is dope to me. I just also don't think like, well, I got my money that nigga, so I should go fuck his bitch either. I just don't. Right. I stop there.
All right, let me go ahead and rush some more of this clip. Before I do, let me go ahead. Willie, gifted to Lapeef Network memberships, man. Appreciate that, Willie. Shout out to him. And we got Pons and King became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Green Gang. Appreciate you. If you haven't already, hit that like button, man. The likes are low. Let's get the likes up. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of this clip.
I was never very vocal about what it was that I wanted. The vast majority of men that I've been involved with have assumed that my love language was gifts. They weren't. It was not. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to slap a gift horse in the mouth, but that's not my love language. That's not the primary one. The primary one is quality time. And then, right, physical touch, and those were the quality time was the one thing that I could never really get. But I always felt like I was asking for too much. Yeah. Yeah. And that's where I had to, do a lot of internal work, understanding standards, boundaries, how it all relates to my sense of self-esteem, or lack thereof at different times. I for a long time, I lacked a lot of self-esteem. Thankfully, that attitude is going out the window. You know, kind of really love that Vogue article. Is it embarrassing to have a boyfriend these days?
I've been on this time, right? I've been saying, don't post me,
right? I am a pioneer on many things. But yeah, no, I've definitely had the whole can't keep a man. You know, what's wrong with you? You know, you seem so perfect, so something must be wrong with you, kind of thing. And it's just like, okay, whatever.
Well, there's an element to luck of it, which we have to acknowledge in anything in life, right? Like, I always remember this article I read about Zac Efron saying when people have praised him for the High School Musical thing or for his acting career, he's like, I want you to know that when I walked in the audition room, there was 70 other people who looked identical to me. Mm-hmm. For some reason, somehow, some lucky break, maybe I reminded someone a little more of their nephew, or I made a joke that hit with someone because they just ate that food that day, whatever it was. There was some lucky break that happened. It has nothing to do with talent or merit or anything else.
Very true.
I was there for the opportunity. I got a lucky break. And that applies to love or anything else.
I agree.
You walk into the deli store, you go to the grocery store, like you fall in love, or you have to have the chance meeting, and then plus the availability. There's a lot of things that play to make it so finding your person is extremely hard. I actually love, what was that girl from Harry Potter's name?
Emma Watson.
Yeah. In an interview about that, she was asked that question too. Like, I don't get it. You're everyone's dream girl. Yeah. She was the most beautiful woman alive at one point. And how are you still single? And she's like, how entitled are you all? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that this is such a miracle thing to be a person, to find yourself, to love yourself, and to find somebody else who loves themselves, who you love being with, who amplifies your life? You happen to amplify theirs, and you want the same thing, live in the same town, your friends and family get along, like all of the variables that take place to make that happen. Why do we all feel like everybody should just have that?
I never did. I've always felt like people who found their person and they just work, you know, they like as well as love. Because that's, to me, like is more important than love. Mm-hmm. Because there's a thin line between love and hate, but like equals respect. You know what I mean? And I've always looked at people who have like found their person and you know, just found the, you know, their soul's counterpart, if you will. I've always found them to be so lucky because it's really like a lottery. You know what I mean? And I just don't see anybody out there that I really would love to sleep with. Like, I'm super, like, I'm an incel right now, involuntary celibate, because there's nobody out there that I would really like to sleep with, you know, and plus I'm so busy.
So now she's celibate.
Yeah,
I'm so
736,000 miles of dick, and now all of a sudden you don't want to take another one. Girl, get the fuck out of here.
But not only that, she's over here talking about finding the person's soul counterpart, finding somebody that you want to be in love with, and all this love. And then it's like, but I don't see nobody I want to sleep with. So what are you trying to do exactly? Are you trying to find somebody to be your soul counterpart, or are you trying to sleep with somebody? I'm confused.
She's trying to convince herself that what she's saying is true.
That part. She don't entirely believe it. She knows she's ran through. She knows her time is up.
She's not involuntarily celibate. I mean, technically she could control she's involuntarily single. but whatever.
So it was.
Go ahead, Mark. Yeah,
it was two things. One, back to the discipline conversation y'all was having. I just kept thinking about Kobe. I'm like, Kobe, the most disciplined dude probably that I've ever heard of. You hear like the stories about how he used to work out and train and just stay consistent, and even his ass got caught cheating. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know a more disciplined person than that. Like, I just really don't. In regards to the Melyssa Ford thing, I think that when people talk about like that whole era of video vixens, that was a beautiful era of women that could have literally had any man they wanted. Even the girl she was talking about, as far as with the white guys, the Hermione Granger character, she really could have had the man she wanted. Like, I think it's cap to pretend like all these stars had the line specifically for her to find somebody. No, the person that you specifically wanted had way more options than what you find with men who she would aspire to. They don't have to settle for anything, and you're mad about that, or you're feeling like I'm gonna find another one just like him when it's a very small amount of these men. And that's the truth behind it. And you end up recycling through because it's a small network of other people that she would actually want to date. And it's you can have your way out here. So it's a double standard in a dating market that in this case it benefits men. There are a lot of double standards that don't benefit us, but in this case, that one specifically benefits us. And yeah, Willie said it earlier, you kind of got to jump out of the dating market before you like 29, 30. Like if you want to like maximize what she's talking about with the type of man she was saying.
Go ahead, True. I thought you wanted to say something. All right. Anybody else want to respond to what she had to say?
Yeah, I think one, I don't know. I don't fault anybody for growth, right? I think if she was still an old hoe, that would be a problem for me. So for me personally, yeah, stop spreading your box around. Please grow up, right? As I think all hoes and people should, you know. So that's just one. I'm just saying. But number two, as far as you know, wanting real connection to be connected to sex, I think the real question I think she should ask herself is who is she looking for, right? And two, I think in White point, it's like the type of people you may have been looking for at the time when you was in your prime and running through, you wouldn't leave most of those people with your kids. They're not good people for the majority. Like we all have heard about entertainment, Diddy parties, Epstein, all of this. Most of those people ain't worth settling down with. But people, you know, to Willie's point, throw themselves like at them for money. But the truth of the matter is that the older you get, the more you see that the money doesn't keep you safe at night. It doesn't help you sleep better. All the stuff that's going to happen could actually put you up in jail if you Diddy. So I think the real thing is like, what circles is she looking in? Is she really looking to settle down? Is she beholden to a certain standard of life instead of looking at the character of a person and really what she wants? Because I think for a number of people, it's like once you've got a taste of that lifestyle, it's hard to break that habit. And if she may not have really broke it.
Yeah, I agree. But then also I remember she said something like her love language is quality time and physical touch and stuff like that. And she was like, you know, dealing with a lot of gift horses, as she calls them. And she said something like, I don't want to smack a gift horse in the mouth, but if the way you need to be loved is by spending quality time with that person, maybe you should tell him like, hey, gifts are cool. I really like that. Thank you so much. But like, this is what I want. I don't think there's any problem with you expressing that. And then also she mentioned that she couldn't really get quality time. You're dealing with men who don't have time, first of all. They're doing, a lot of the men in the entertainment industry, they're doing shows or they're traveling here, they're going there, they're doing this, they're doing that. It's always something. So where do you think you're about to get this quality time from?
So, I'm glad you brought up the love languages thing too, because I know a lot of people don't believe in it. But I think, you know, after reading the love language book, doing a test, doing a journal and all that, for me, I think a problem is people try to love people in their own love languages, like you said, versus their love language. You know, like I think I've dated a guy at one time who he was big on gifts, and then what is acts of service? Where for me, I try to explain to him like words of affirmation was big for me. You know, I grew up in a home where we didn't say I love you and things like that. So as I got older, I started learning what I like. But a lot of times people they love in other people's love in their language versus, you know, their person's language. So that's one thing I noticed she said. And then she said something about self-worth or, you know, but I think that a lot of times and I say we as a whole, you know, we don't have a sense of self-worth, and not saying she was worth this or that. I'm just saying we don't know what our boundaries are when it comes to our own worth. So I think knowing your own standards, we can't tell that girl what her standards are. I get it. That's what her standards are now.
Pearl, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Miss Pearl look like she cussing somebody out on her phone.
Mhm.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay, I can't really. I got a question for the panel. I can't hear you. You might got to go back out and come back in. But when relationships fail, do women blame themselves more than men do?
How will we know?
I
I'm
don't
not a
think
man.
so.
I can only think for myself.
I think they
How
do.
much of the blame do you normally take in a relationship, Fallon, in your brain? Like when you do a self reflection, how much of that is your fault?
I mean, I'm going to review my account. Well, one, why are we even getting to that stage to begin with? But to answer your question, yeah, I'm going to do a self reflection and say, okay, I'm going to review the situations that could have been handled better. Was it communication, compromise, things of that nature? But I mean, were we actually compatible? Was this person just bought here just to show me what I needed? Like, but I at the same exact time, I can't measure that because I can't sit here and make a comparison to what he's thinking if I don't know. Have you
ever thought to yourself, this is 100% my fault? If I wouldn't have done this, then we would still be together?
Absolutely not. Not 100%. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Dang.
not. It is certain, don't get me wrong, in certain situations, I could have probably taken 100% accountability. However, I'm going to communicate that. I'm not at that point in my life where I can't use my words as a grown person. Like, I'm not. I can use my words. I can communicate very clearly with you of what's happening, what's going on. So
I think that
100% like my fault, no, because I know that I'm talking, I'm communicating, I'm making compromises. And it's not even just the communication, it's because communication is in one ear, out the other. I could sit here and tell Keish all day, yada, 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 but did she actually comprehend what I said? I could do the same thing with you. Did you comprehend? Are you willing to make a compromise? Are we willing to be consistent in this theory here? So if I communicated all things across the board, no, I'm not taking 100% accountability.
Is there any? Would you say any man would try and say? Would you say any man would try and say that you are 100% responsible? Like,
absolutely not. There's absolutely not one man that I've ever dated in my life, from my experience, that say, "Oh yeah, Toya is 110% at fault for this one." Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we need to have a sit down because I need to know. Because that I need that constructive criticism in order to grow. So
and if he did think that she was 100% at fault, he didn't verbalize it. Like you said, if I don't know, I can't correct what I don't know. So like I agree with her. I will say after every relationship, I've probably spent time reflecting on my role and what happened and what didn't happen. And yeah.
And what do we learn from this? Like, okay,
Right.
And this is also a very, very big point that I wanted to make, is that oftentimes people say, I'm going to leave this relationship to focus on myself. What do you know to focus on if you don't have that person holding you accountable to tell you what to focus on? So now you back in this 360 of a loop, doing the same exact thing in the next relationship, after the next relationship, and you're still blaming that same person or the other person when it's in all reality is you, because you're not sticking to the script. You're not following through on what you're supposed to be doing, because oftentimes it's seen as nagging. She's doing this, she's doing that. It's no, baby, I love you, I care for you. However, what I will say for women, we have to at times work on our delivery. Ask that man how he wants this information to be delivered to him. What does this look like for you, so that I'm making the best approach so that we are successful in this time frame. And if it still doesn't work out, then Negro, we just wasn't compatible. And that's just what it is.
I think sometimes too, people wait too late, like you said, to verbalize it throughout the relationship. And I think I always tell stories if people don't know. But when I was married, once I was divorced, I asked my ex-husband, and I asked for the divorce, but I asked the question of, what do you think contribute to just our relationship failing? And I didn't even know, but we had the same answer. He told me first it was communication. And then I agreed. And I was like, because I had always been the person who bottled it all up. So, and never spent time like saying, hey, can we talk about this? I just used to think or hope that it would be better, or try to do something to assume that he would get it. No. So, yeah.
And lack of communication kills a relationship. Everyone's walking around on eggshells. Oh, I don't want to piss her off. First of all, if my man ever had to say to anybody, it's embarrassing. It's, oh, I don't want to do this because I'm gonna piss her off. What? You better come to me and say something. That's utterly ridiculous. Yeah.
Can I ask a question for the men? To M. White's point, have you ever been in a relationship with a woman where it was 100% her fault that y'all broke up or stopped dealing with each other? And if so, what was the number one reason why it was like, nah, she cut. I've been on my P's and Q's. Homegirl, not it.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, if I caught you, if I feel like you told me a lie or you finessed me in some type of way, then yeah, I'll be like, you had it, but I feel like that was a lie. You was intentionally trying to deceive me, and I just can't trust you moving forward based off of that. But I will say most of the time it was my fault specifically. But if I felt like you was a nag, or I felt like just your energy wasn't right, or you was like, I distanced myself from that shit, or if let me think.
Did you think distancing was helpful? Like, why didn't you communicate that with her?
When I'm saying distance, I mean like I'm leaving, like I'm not about to be fucking with you no more.
It doesn't matter, but you could have. Why didn't you communicate that with her?
Because I'm not trying to convince nobody not to be a nag.
I think but you're using the wrong seat. It's simple communication. Is, babe, I need to talk to you. Is this a safe place for me to express how I feel right now without interruption, without cursing, without being put down, without being berated, anything of that nature? You decided, oh, F this, I'm leaving.
Yep, absolutely. And I will in the future too, if I ever was single again. Because
now, do you see what I mean? You are making my point as to versus you don't have anybody to hold you accountable. So you just say, I'm just going to leave and I'm going to keep the same loop going on and on. You're going to be the next Melyssa Ford. You might as well put on your suit and sit right next to her, because you're going to do the same exact thing over and over and over until you're old. And then you're like, oh, when I look back, I should have talked, when you could just do it right then and there. Right then and there. It's too many of us that we keep butting heads or walking and tipping toeing around each other for no reason. When you could just come to me and talk. What made her just so non-approachable for you not to be able to go talk to her? Why did you even choose her or stay with her if you felt as though you couldn't even talk to her? That's utterly ridiculous.
All right, so I've been with my wife 16 years, and we don't be having these issues. What I'm talking about is the spirit and the energy, right? Any like an argumentative woman, it's just not for me. It don't mean you're a bad person. It's just not for me. If you like a woman that's determined to hold me accountable, she can go hold somebody else accountable, and that's her choice. It just don't fit well with my energy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not about to try and convince her to be the type of person I like. If you don't have the intangible discern, oh my God, can I get it out? Y'all want to argue with me?
I don't want to argue with you.
Right, let me let y'all have it. I'll be quiet. I'll mute up, and then
finish what you were saying. It was getting good because you got 16's worth under your belt. Keep going.
Yeah. I'm not trying to fight you to be somebody you're not. I'll definitely tell you about the issue if you ask, or on the way out I'll tell you. But what I'm saying is there's certain key components for me specifically when I was looking for a woman that I was avoiding of, and argumentative is one. I don't like to argue with people. You want to sit here and argue with me? How do I get to the resolution? That's the way my mind works. And if the resolution is getting away from you, that's the resolution. I don't want to spend my energy thinking about how not to engage in this because it's draining. I'm like an empath, so I can feel and sense damn near everything. And an argumentative person drains my life force from me. It just sucks out of me, and not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? I only want the good way. The life force drainer that I'm happy about, not the one that got me looking at you shaking my head like, oh hell no, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Now,
a disagreement. How do y'all talk about it?
You say what?
When you and
she can come tell me. I'm not saying you can't tell me I did something wrong.
I didn't say that. That's not what I asked. I just simply asked, when you and your beautiful wife have a disagreement, how do y'all communicate that with each other?
She could just come tell me. Like, we don't have to. There's no anger in it. It's all it would be. Hey, I need you to do this.
So it's her delivery. I think she's approaching you.
That's what I was about to say. Her delivery.
Yeah, it's delivery and intention. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to get one up on the next person. I'm not trying to embarrass her or her be right and me be like. We're not playing them games. Like if something needs to get done, then we'll figure out how to get it done and then move forward together. Like I don't really believe in like a power imbalances or what is it called? I used to use this word all the time. I haven't used it in a while. It was when somebody is trying to usurp you or trying to fight for power within a relationship. I don't want no relationship like that. You go be great. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be the last voice and have the last word. I'm gonna give it to you. And you're just gonna be talking to yourself. That's just how I operate. I'm not about to be sitting there arguing with no damn body all day. It's draining.
I agree.
Ms. Perry, you want to get in there? Anything you want to add to this, or I can ask you a question? Perry, you there? We can't hear you.
You can't hear her.
Is it the retrograde? This
I
is
can hear
the
you.
second week. Internet. I just had 3 hours of class. I was good. Yeah, JR, you can ask me a question.
Okay. Modern dating struggles caused more by men not stepping up or women expecting too much?
Are modern dating problems?
Modern dating struggles caused more by men not stepping up or women expecting too much?
I don't think it's a more or less with that. I think it depends on the individual. There are always going to be people that are just not going to meet the standard. You just have to have your level of discernment to know if that man is stepping up or if that woman is asking for too much. I think women can be unrealistic, and I think men can be unrealistic. We have these conversations a lot. I think people have unrealistic expectations. I think they are in denial. We can talk about trauma and therapy and all of this, right? The wordplay is there. But when we're really in relationships with people and all of those masks that we wear are no longer able to be seen by that person and they could see you, that's where you get that avoidant behavior. That's where you get people that run around and do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing. For example, some people will say they're biologically predisposed to go out there and sleep with a lot of people. Cool. Maybe you're hypersexual. Right? Maybe you're hypersexual, right? Maybe there's a discussion that we have to have why you have this increasing need for external validation, why you are lacking self-worth. So, like I say, I don't like to point fingers at people, but I do like to have real, honest, brave conversations. And I noticed that a lot of the issues that surround relationships are simply people having unrealistic expectations. You think you deserve something that you have not worked for. And that's on both sides. So that's why I say, when you sit down and have a conversation with people and you stop rushing to have sex and you stop having these interactions under alcohol and all of these other influences, and you just have real vetting conversations with people, you can X people off right there. Because a lot of people can't have basic conversations, can't answer basic questions, don't have any type of idea where they want you in their life. You just there for wherever that moment is at that time. And that could be a man or a woman. And some people, again, they'll create the illusion and say, oh, we paying to play. Whatever. That's why you're unsuccessful right now. So again, I don't want to hijack the meeting, but I think people have a lack of worth and they go around and they trauma bond with other people and they find this to be conducive to what successful relationships are. And that's why we're having these panel discussions for years at a time about why our community are steady having unsuccessful relationships. Because again, people just don't want to come to the table and have real conversations and say, I need to grow up, just not ready for a relationship. Some of us are just not qualified to be in relationships. Let's just keep that real, right? So stop trying to cling to other people. When they say get to know yourself, get to know your strengths and your weaknesses and your areas of improvement before you try to go and bleed on other people. But so many of us are wounded and we just hiding it. I think
that
I agree.
That was good, Ms. Pearl. I think that was good. I think a lot of times, like she said, men and women today, what exists today didn't exist back in, our parents and stuff days. And that's the social culture. You got career demands, what you see on social media. People portray relationships supposed to be like social media, marriages, economic instability. I think a lot of those pressures is what shapes these behaviors and these expectations. And sometimes it just makes finding alignment more harder. But I agree with Ms. Pearl. I think it's unrealistic expectations on both sides. So
All right, let me run some more of this clip.
Leif Erikson, come on.
It's such a pleasure to be able to sit with women like yourself, Cree, Tracy Ellis Ross, and then
Another
you
Scorpio?
mentioned, another increasingly amount of women online who are claiming this for themselves. I sat with this sociologist who came up with this term called single at heart, which essentially stated people who, to the point that you made about a love life, right? We have in our North American society a very linear idea of what it means to have a love life. But you can talk to many people who have a very fulfilling romantic love life who still feel very lonely.
Mhm.
And I'll raise my hand on that one. I felt very lonely within a nuclear family. And then I had to start asking myself, what happened to my friends? What happened to my family? What happened to going to the grocery store and just talking to people? I was mentioning, I just came back from St. Louis, and I just make it my devotion whenever I'm out of the house to be genuinely with people because I want a love life.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have one of those pieces, I would still consider my life to be filled with love because the intention is there. Just like if I didn't have a romantic partner, I would still consider myself to have a love life.
Mhm.
So do you think that there is something to that with more women claiming that they have a love life that is fulfilling and satisfying that doesn't need a partner to it? Is that what you're claiming?
To your point about, our thinking about love lives in a linear fashion, I think that is kind of dissolving that attitude. And people are starting to understand that they are not beholden to strict rules and like boxes and stuff like that. One of my favorite relationships that I had was, it was maybe about a year after my mom passed away, maybe like a year and a half, somewhere in there. We could talk about, shoot, if he was dating somebody else, like he could have that kind of conversation with me. And it did not faze me because I was not looking to make him anything more than who he told me he wanted me to be for him. And I really wasn't looking for anything else because I was still reeling.
Yes.
In
grief.
And it was just perfect. Perfect timing, perfect person, perfect length of time. We're still very good friends. He's in a relationship now. I wish him all the best. He's still one of my favorite people on this planet. Taught me a lot about just how important transparency is and not to be afraid of transparency, because I think that a lot of people are, not exactly, you could be in a relationship with somebody for 20 years and they don't really actually know you.
Yeah.
But there's certain relationships where you see people and you're like, you see that the mask is off with those two.
It's probably a complicated question to answer, but it happened relatively recently because you mentioned after your mom passed.
Mm-hmm.
So within the last 5 years, that's when you started this amazing relationship with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a key thing that you switched or a moment you can bring me into that really explains how you did it?
I think two things. In 2022, I was introduced to microdosing psilocybin. I was severely depressed. And, I've been diagnosed with major depressive disorder. And my mom's death really was, it changed me. It was like a meteor hit my world, my earth. And I just wasn't doing very well. And I still had like ideas about antidepressants that I just couldn't do it. I was too scared. And then a couple of friends talked to me about microdosing and I was a little intimidated by it, but I started, doing that with therapy and that really worked. So that would be one thing. And then just through intense therapy as years went on, my sense of dignity, my sense of dignity grew. I've never really thought much about it. I never used the word to describe myself. I'm very articulate, as Canadian girls, but I've used many words to describe myself, but I've never used the word dignity. And it was when my dignity was challenged that I realized that how important it was and how fiercely I need to guard it. Because in dignity, you find self-love. You find it right there. That is where you are like mama bear for yourself, mama bear for the inner child. Now I stand tall. I stand tall with my feet firmly planted on the ground and just know exactly who I am. And there's nothing anyone can tell me anymore about who they think I am.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I can see why she's single.
Go ahead, Drew. Go ahead.
No, I can see why she's single. She said a lot of nothing. She's like, in my opinion, she's kind of cursed with the whole being beautiful and people giving her more chances than she probably deserves. It seems like there's a lot of lacking development in some way that she was articulating herself. And that's actually very common with what I believe women that don't have to earn how to arrive in the world and actually build relationships. Like people just give you a pass because you're relatively visually appeasing. She's a woman and she's a fairly attractive woman. If you can't maintain a relationship or relationships, I think there's something just terribly broken, like inside of you, and it's concerning. But after hearing her speak, she seems very disheveled, like she's here and then she's here, then she's here. I don't know where her center of gravity lies. She doesn't seem to have any real like presence of sorts. And this is the same tone she's had for years. So I don't know how long it's been since she's lost her mother, but she's been sounding like this for years. She just seems that she's very delusional on a very toxic level. That's what I heard for her speaking.
Is choosing to stay single a healthy lifestyle choice or a defense against past relationship trauma?
For men or women?
You can do both.
For women, probably not, but I think for men more so, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's for both. Like, well, you say, is it a defense for? Can you repeat the question?
I'll do the question again. Is choosing to stay single a healthy lifestyle choice or a defense against past relationship trauma?
And by healthy lifestyle choice, you mean like people would just all the time be better off single? Certain people that they should just stay single for life.
It's just that's what they choose to do. I'm healthy. I'm healed. I'm focused on self. Is that a healthy lifestyle choice?
I think the idea of that is healthy, but I don't think. I really feel like a lot of times people do that work and talk about that work as the stand-in for the relationship. Like, I think you should do the work, right? I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think you should work on yourself and be the best you can be. But a lot of times it seems like when people are talking about how they're working on themselves, it's just to say, I don't have a relationship, but I don't want to, or I'm taking some accountability and figuring out the things that I did wrong. But at some point, that work, if it's actually being done for the purpose of having a relationship, should like have some type of prospects or something moving forward. It shouldn't just be 40 years of you doing the work and loving yourself. Like I've seen people start marrying themselves. Like, have you seen like the clips of the people that married themselves or married their dog or marrying their best friend just so they can say they have somebody? Like, come on, like this shit crazy.
But y'all don't think that if someone is at peace with themselves, right? You don't think that could be they can still live a healthy lifestyle by themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they absolutely can live a healthy lifestyle. I'm saying that when people a lot of times say that, that's the stand-in sentence for, hey, how's the family doing? Oh, I'm at peace with myself. I'm just loving me right now. Hey, do you have a man? No, I'm at peace with myself. I'm just working on me right now. Hey, are you going to get married? I don't need nobody right now because I'm just trying to make sure I'm centered in where I need to be and growing. Hey, then they might throw in business and something like that. But it's usually a deflection from that specific conversation. Are there people who absolutely don't want nobody and want to be single for the rest of their life? I guess they exist. But I think that's a very, 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 very small minority of people. And I think that that's a stand-in for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you, Marcus, because I'm going to be honest. When people say that they are focusing on themselves, it's typically directly after a breakup or relationship. Like that's like the go-to response as soon as it happens within like 3 to 4 months. Mm-hmm. When I hear them saying it afterwards, I see a lot of women that I know, and on social media, like they'll put all these things that's out there, but when you have conversations with them, like they're miserable. I think at one point in time, a lot of people desire to be with someone. And the older you get, the more miles of damage that you accumulate. And if you've been actively dating for the past 7 years and you're still single after that 7 years, there's some trauma there. And so I think it's easier at that point. And we got a lot of things that's happening on social media, a lot of things being said, and people are actually starting to believe that because it's becoming their reality. And so they'll just say, I'd just rather be about myself. And I also see them transitioning into like the crystals, and they start having these different type of conversations. And it just goes really deep in where they start to look at life moving forward. Like they're not the same. And it's kind of weird, and I can't really place my finger on it because I'm not in that space in my head. But when I see them, it's just like, oh yeah, they've been through a lot. I can tell. Like they are on a healing journey, and they have started searching in other places that normal folks don't typically look. But it's like they don't have no choice because this is what's left that's out there.
But it sounds like that's just a person, like Marcus was saying, deflecting and distracting from the fact that they don't have an identity. When you're in a relationship, you have to have your own identity. And that's what shows up. And a lot of people don't. That's why I mentioned codependency. When you don't have an identity and your partner don't have an identity, and we're both just looking for somebody, wow, we're a match. We're soulmates. We're supposed to be together. No, you're not. You just both ain't got nothing to do. And you're just doing it together, right? Like, just stop it. Let's so I think a lot of the times people find also that relationships reflect that they're lacking self-actualization, or they reach self-actualization and they really understand I'm not a good person. Oh, then I've really been doing people dirty out here, or I've been allowing myself to get done dirty because I don't have self-efficacy. I don't have self-worth. I don't have that confidence. I'm scared of being by myself. So I'll accept anything from anybody, right? So a lot of us confuse attention with intention. We confuse codependency with loyalty, right? And that's why we end up having these back and forths, these traumas, because you won't admit, like I said before, maybe I shouldn't have been in a relationship. Maybe I should have took that healing. Some people try to heal while they're in a relationship. Knock it off. Knock it off. Some people think that every man and woman are supposed to have sexual relationships, and you don't have any friends. You don't even know how to talk to people. Like everything shouldn't end in sex. Some people just come into your life to make you better, to have conversations, to help you grow, not to sleep with you and leave you. I just think we have a misinterpretation on relationships and what they mean, particularly with the opposite sex. I want to go back to what they were speaking in the video, when you feel like you can have a fulfilling relationship and still have a loss of self or something's missing. I think that comes from our loss of our sense of community. Like there's a lack of brotherhood, there's a lack of sisterhood, there's a lack of unity that we have, right? We used to have a time when we could have our doors unlocked. Better not do that now, right? There used to be a time where you knew your neighbors, don't know them now. Used to be a time where you could let your kids go outside and go all around the neighborhood till the street lights came on. Everybody knew what they was doing. They were scared to do things because Miss Ethan, whoever was going to say something, right? You don't have that anymore. And that absence, our spirits still crave that. So we may not always be able to verbalize what we feel, but that's one of those things that's shaking in our community. Again, I don't want to hijack the meeting. I'm going to land my plane. Do your work before you try to be with somebody else. I'll land.
Off of what Ms. Pearl just said of doing your work, would anyone be opposed, or would our community be opposed to doing therapy before getting into a relationship? And continue the therapy while you're in a relationship. Just so you're not really wasting each other's time, essentially. Just is that anything that should be conducted prior to? Because like you said, people are carrying trauma, so this is why they're reverting to, I'm going to find myself, I'm going to go to crystals and this, that, and the third, and I'm going to sage myself, and I'm the one that's really burning here. So
I think a better question that we should probably ask is like how do you evaluate if the therapy is working? I mean, some people can just be in therapy and they're just sitting there listening. Go ahead.
I think the only way to do that successfully is to have somewhat of a community, because people individually tend to have a bias on their own, reflection. You have to have people in your life that are going to be very, very honest and objective and also see your growth. So you, in my opinion, can't really gauge that. I think that, the step towards therapy is one aspect of it, but then you need maturation and time. People typically will tell you that they notice something different about you. And that's always going to go back. And people, I don't think, have understood this yet. Everything in life is about relationships. Like, no matter what you do, you're going to always be about back. So therapy is just an aspect of gaining tools and maybe an internal reflection. But your tribe and those that you're around should be able to see and experience a different level of you, an elevation of you. In my opinion, that's the only way to do it correctly.
But if your tribe is toxic, then what? Then who do you turn to?
I would say you need to seek out. Yeah, you need a new tribe. You need people who are not people you just like, people you maybe have.
But do we not run into the folks who can't differentiate that? They don't know that their tribe is toxic. They're not. You can't convince them otherwise. So they think that, oh no, my tribe is actually helping me. Your tribe could be envious and jealousy and things of that nature. You may not have a good tribe, but I don't know that. This is what I'm used to. This is what I'm accustomed to. This is my village. This is my normal.
What if the whole village is retarded?
Sometimes you gotta.
You said you weren't gonna use that word.
No, I didn't.
Yourself and
the whole village retarded. Then you're part of that retarded village. You think that's your normal. Like people who that always got chaos in their life, and anything they have a moment of peace, they got to make it chaotic because that's their norm. That's
so like that saying, look around at your 5 closest associations. There, you the 6. So you need to look around.
So now y'all give that credit, but when we say if your 4 friends are hoes, so now it makes sense.
I don't hang around hoes. I never could relate to that. That was never a thing with me.
But I think that this is where, really look at it, right? I think a lot of people know the difference. I think a lot of people
but that's the thing, we make that assumption to think that people know, but people really, like, who just said somebody that like there's people really don't know. They really slow for real.
Totally. I don't know if that's true, because it's interesting that you place that same degenerate person in an environment that demands higher level of action. They know how to acquiesce, even if it's moment to moment. You can't act at the park as you can in the courtroom. So people know where to act. They go purposely and maintain themselves in those environments. I don't believe that people are walking around here retarded, as Willie says. I think that they purposely make sure to avoid, because interaction with certain people will make you button up, tighten up. The vernacular will make you see like, dang, I curse a lot, or wow, they know, they just front.
Look at how they act when they go to work.
Thank you. Like, I think people really be fronting. They know who's good. They tend to avoid that because they know that these people are going to demand more from me. And if they're not ready to give themselves more or be disciplined, then they avoid it. And then they go find other people who have the same nonsense excuse to be like, you just can't get right, or you can't get better. You know how it is. No, you want to remain in the nonsense, but that's what I see.
No, I agree with you 100%. However, I can also understand what Toya was saying, because recently I was talking to my cousin. He was telling me, like, he was at his boy's house, and the way him and his mom interact, like, his mom is always like, oh, I love you, and she's always like, how's your day, how are you doing, like, what's your mental state? Like, that's what he was witnessing with his boy and his mom. And he's realizing, damn, I don't have that same relationship with my mom. Like, I'm thinking us not talking on a regular is normal. And meanwhile, this guy and his mom, they talk every day. They don't go a day without talking to each other. So I really think it depends on what you're exposed to.
And choice. Do you choose to continue that realm? Do you choose to change? Because I know, as you just mentioned, like you said your cousin, or whoever had that conversation. I have that same dynamic with my mom. We're not close, unfortunately. We're not close. However, with me and my kids, it's every day. I love you before you hang up the phone. I love you. Give me a hug. I need to embrace you. I need to feel you. I need you to know that I love you.
But that's because you learned from your.
Yeah, it's learning, but like it's choice. It's choice. I grew up not seeing it, and I said, oh, hell no, this is not what I'm going to have in my household in no way, shape, or form. And I'm going to make sure that I take those necessary steps, whatever reading, whatever therapy, whatever experiences that I need to go through. I want to make sure that my kids understand that I'm mom, but you still can come to me. You still have a loving home. You still have an open home here, and it's open arms here. So,
go back to the you have to have that acknowledgement to break that cycle. So if some people don't have that acknowledgement, they never had that exposure, they never seen anything different. It's like, okay, well, my mom treated me like this, so I'm gonna treat my kid like this too.
And
you have to be exposed to something different first.
It's a psychological thing. They think it's the normal. Yeah, they can go to work and do their job that they're instructed to do, or whichever have you. But if you tend to have a conversation with this person, like you said, True, they're not all there. It's something's off. You're like, and you choose to be like, I'm going to keep this conversation short, and I'm going to go over here. Like, I'm not going to engage too much because I don't want that rubbing off of me. We choose to walk away from that, but they also choose to stay in that mindset. So I agree exactly what you're saying as well. True.
All right. Some more of this clip.
Oh, Lord.
That clip.
Yeah, like, well, this is the last part of this one. So.
Like,
that's such a great close for me too, because my last question for you, I'm very obsessed with representation and relationship styles and labels. And labels, not because I want to confine people to something, but because I want people to know that there's tons of options. And labels create community. They create a sense of belonging. And then also it gives us a framework of someone else to point to, which even then you wouldn't subscribe to the ritual of panic. And so there's a label that's kind of coming up for where you're at that is becoming increasingly more common. And I mentioned this too, like I am very much in the algorithm of seeing all of the think pieces and the Washington Post pieces around like, do we need men anymore? I need my man. He's the best. That's my lover. That's my light. But I know so many incredible women who are adopting this and feeling this and having a love life and being super proud of themselves. And maybe they're not necessarily asexual or closed off to the idea, but they're also not searching for it. And that sense of dignity being kind of the grounding principle that informs whether or not they even allow something to take up their time because they have many other things that they love that their time is filled with. What do you think we say? Like, what is that? What is this new form of relationships that is coming about? And how would you identify where you're at right now?
That's interesting. I was just in Tulum the other day, meaning like a few weeks ago. And I found myself in this huge community of expats, women of color who have basically left the US and their primary residence is Tulum.
Love that for them.
Oh, child, their lives are lit. Okay. Like one of my girlfriends, Tamiko, she rolls around on a pink ATV. Like that's her primary source of transportation. And, just like they've curated the lives that they want for themselves. They were in the rat race here in America. They had the big houses, fancy cars, marriage, kids, the whole nine. And they were like, this is not fulfilling. This ain't it. And they just basically started the slow progression towards this being their lives. And now they're all there. And I was just like, I want to come. I got to figure this out, how I can be here regularly. And I just thought it was like so incredible to just watch, and I also had a retreat in Mexico back in September. And just to watch these women who most of them were strangers to each other, just kind of come together. My God, when women get together, we can change weather systems. We're very powerful. That's what they're scared of. And I think that what's happening is collectively, women are starting to truly understand what community actually feels like. Not just your friend group, not just your social circle. What community actually means for us, And you see it happening where women are like creating like tiny home communities for each other. Taking care of each other, like, palliative care and that sort of thing. Like, I don't know what the name is, but I just know that the focus has shifted and it's the decentering of men. That's really what it is on a large scale. Women have decentered men and really started to focus and enjoy their lives without feeling like there's a penance for it, or you're gonna get the lonely cat lady label. Shit, don't threaten me with a good time. I want a house full of fucking cats
Or emus.
You know what I mean? But I think that women are really leaning into decentering men and realizing their worlds don't fall apart, that actually they become pretty fantastic. You know, men might actually be the accessory and not the centerpiece. And I think that we're collectively kind of discovering that. You know,
I'm like trying to.
She knows she a goddamn lie.
Like True said, she said a whole bunch of nothing.
Can I?
These women didn't curate shit.
So now that y'all
Can I just say,
wanted for themselves, they curated the only lives they could have because they can't keep a man. You're not decentering man. You're accepting the fact that the men you want don't want you. So let me go be a passport sister and hang out with a bunch of other bitches just like you. That's not. They could have did that shit down the street. They had to go to Mexico for that. I mean, the dollar goes further, so I mean, I guess that helps. But what is she talking about?
But
like
also, I want
to. Men are the accessory, and not the prize. The only women who think like this are the ones that can't get men. The only women who think like this. You never hear wifely women having these conversations. You never hear women that we respect as wifely. We never hear women that we respect as just being classy ladies. It's only these like habitual single dick collectors that have these types of thoughts about men.
Hey, you know what the equivalent of this would be? If I said, hey, hold on. You know what the equivalent of this would be? If I was like, you know, I had a wife and kids. And I just decided I ain't like that shit no more. So I decided to move to Mexico and become an X-Man.
Yeah. No, I feel like
look at the message that sends though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Look at the message that it says.
I'm not happy, so I'm about to be single now. The problem is not the marriage, it's not the kids, it's that you made the wrong choices. You didn't live your life the way you were supposed to and reach self-fulfillment. That's why I said you in a relationship trying to sex and work your way through it, thinking everything was going to be there, and placing that man at a highest level of responsibility like it was his job to make you happy and fulfill you. You weren't already fulfilled. You weren't fulfilled in a relationship. That means you weren't going to be fulfilled when you were pregnant. That means you weren't going to be fulfilled when you got the kids. You already weren't where you wanted to be. And you thought the relationship and a man was going to do that. So now all of a sudden, you have this negative connotation and association with relationships, one of the most fulfilling experiences that we can have because you made a mistake. No, own it. You made a mistake. You messed up, but you don't want to do that. Now you want to go to Mexico and call yourself a passport sis and ride RVs and do all this. It's fine that you want to travel and explore, but don't never excuse the fact that you were a whore. You messed up, you made mistakes, and now you want to take a break. Oh, okay, cool, sis. We get it.
These women went to Mexico and became fucking rough.
Don't put the bad connotation on relationships.
It sounds so ridiculous. Especially with the point where she was over here talking about, oh, these women have a community. They're all together and all this, a whole bunch of random strange women, but they come together so beautifully. That is basically what you call a friendship. Okay, so those women who don't have friends or women who can't say that they have lifelong friends, I worry about them because I have friends that I've known for 20 something years. If you can't have a successful relationship with another woman, how are you going to have a successful relationship with a man? And then also, not only that, but it's like the sense of community. If you can't have a male friend, if you can't actually have a friend who's a man and just be his friend platonically, explicitly platonically,
have any of you guys
how can you say that you know how to be a friend to a man? Like, okay, for me, I could say I have male friends because I have brothers. I have 7 brothers. So I know what it means to be a friend to a man.
Wait, y'all got the same parents type brothers, or at least one parent, or just niggas you calling your brother?
No. These are my blood brothers. Like, we have the same parents. The only thing is 4 of them have 2 different moms.
Hey, no problem. It's blood. It's cool, bro.
Yeah, these are my blood brothers. So yeah, like if you can't sustain a relationship like that, how can you sustain any other kind of relationship?
Have you guys ever volunteered at like the Special Olympics? And like, I promise I'm being dead ass serious. It's not funny yet. But like, if you go do that, right? I'm
not even going to entertain.
I volunteered at the Special Olympics. That was my
my internship when I was graduating from college.
So I'm gonna ask you this then. Did you notice that the kids with the same special needs or disabilities, even though they weren't from the same schools or from the same cities, when they were doing like the intermingling, they all isolated themselves based on what their special need was? Did you ever pay attention to that? So one of the things that I thought was funny the first time I saw it, I was like, well, it's like kids in school, different neighborhoods, they different cultures. But what I was saying was like, like the kids with autism, the different types, Asperger's, they would be with like those kids. Then kids with Down syndrome, like they would all be together. And then like the kids who like both had, were missing the limb would be with, and I thought it was cool, right? I thought that was like the most purest form of just like, social separation.
Mm-hmm.
Until I heard this shit. Like, retarded, this is what the fuck I was talking about. I don't know the name for it, bitch, they're the passport girls. The only difference between these bitches and the bitches who go to Dubai when they get washed up is they don't want to get shit on. That's the only difference. Nothing about this shit is normal. Nothing about this should be championed. And if my wife is the one interviewing this crazy ass girl, I'm like, baby, you can't do this one. You need to ask your questions, but we not co-sign nothing because now you're co-signing shit that goes counter to what role you play in my life. Like my wife can't support no bald-headed hoe shit. My wife can't support no washed up delusional bitch shit either. So you're not gonna be on nobody's panel just because you want to get clicks and views from Melyssa Ford, and then have people looking at me crazy because you interviewed this bitch this way. That's wild.
Right. No, I get that.
Oh, this is interesting. So I agree with to me, the oddity of needing to escape to create community, right? And thinking that you have to isolate yourself with people who have experienced it's trauma bonding. That's exactly that. They're trauma bonding, right? And I wholeheartedly agree with Pearl when she said, like, do the work where you at, surround yourself with new types of people, and learn where you made a mistake. I think accountability and saying, because Marcus said, like, how many have taken accountability if you mess something up in a relationship? I think too many people wait until romantic relationships before they start working on themselves, when we all should have friendships. We all should have, well, some of us have siblings, you got parents, aunts, uncles, whatever, right? Friends. If you really ask those people around you what's wrong with me, most of them will tell you. And that's the same thing that's wrong with you with that significant other. Your problems didn't just pop up because you decided to be in a relationship significantly. You had those problems in those friendships and they let you slide. And they was like, oh, that's just how she is. Your siblings all done told you your flaws if you got ones, and most Black people know. Before you go out there in the world what's wrong with you, because they don't tell you. They're gonna tell you. Most of your siblings gonna tell you. So I think that's really what this issue is for me, is like, what do you need to do in those relationships to get better at being a mother, being a sister, being a whomever, a friend, and apply that then romantically. Most people 100%. Would be like, you don't need to go to Mexico to do that. Like, why do you have to go to Mexico to create a new, like, other than the weather and the dollar? Now, if you're trying to save them coins, you know what I mean, and live a lavish lifestyle, that's a little different. But to create a whole community of single women who have all been through the same trauma, right? And majority of that is self-inflicted because you kept going back to the same trauma bond that you never broke free from because you had a crappy lifestyle and you just never fixed yourself, right? And you never stopped to work on it. I think that will do us as a community any service. Who gonna help the kids? Who gonna be the role models? Y'all gonna keep escaping, and then what?
Hearing a hoe talk about decentering men is like hearing a nigga that's broke talking about, well, I guess I should stop spending money. Like, what? You don't have a fucking choice. What the fuck are you talking about? Like that, there's no flex in that. There's no flex. There's like, oh, it's like a nigga saying, damn, ain't nothing drinking my refrigerator, so I guess I should drink tap water or go to the store. Like, you only have limited fucking options now. You're 50 fucking years old. The nigga you spent the past 30 years, 34 years of her life fucking with, don't take you serious now. Those same types of men in the new generations don't want somebody that's old as their mother, that went to high school with their mom, to like call their wife. Like you got to find one of these young niggas with an Oedipus complex and shit. I don't know how often that is, but if it's as often as you women swear dating a narcissist is, she got shot.
I got a question for the lady. They always say, because I asked this question yesterday and I still am unaware of what the answer is. When you go to groups of women who talk like this and they say we want to get rid of the nuclear family, what is the structure that they want to replace it with? I'm like super curious as to like, and what
sounds so stupid to me.
I don't know what that is.
You know that whole
they want to replace it with fuckery. That's what it is, because they want to be able to do whatever they want to do and not hold themselves accountable and be going to Mexico to be with other hoes and all types of dumb shit because it don't make no sense. And then at the end of the day, they talk about this whole, oh well, men are accessory. They're not the centerpiece. Are you dumb?
You know who
Are
that
you
group
really
is
dumb?
That group is probably made up of a bunch of bitches that called their niggas bluff about a girls trip and he canceled their return flights. So they all decided to stay back and became roommates, and now they got caught up on some money and they friends and shit. Like,
so the woman that I heard say, so yesterday I was listening and she said she's not supporting anything where it doesn't involve centering Black women as the leaders of whatever movement or community that they're trying to create. So I was wondering, like, have any of y'all ever heard of what the fit? Is there a structure? Because the way it seemed to me was she was saying that women would become the leaders fully and everybody would just fall in line with what the women were saying. Have y'all heard them say
women king shit again? And you saw how the fuck that went.
Y'all never heard this before? Okay, I'm asking the wrong crowd then.
It's not that I haven't heard it. I'm just thinking it's a particular source that you're saying that you got it from.
This is the first hyena-free Thursday panel we've had. So
let me just play devil's advocate.
I'm genuinely curious. I'm not saying it's your ideology. I just want to know.
I can go. Oh, okay. So I think what's happening right now is that women are calling themselves trying to expand the definition of what a fulfilling life looks like. And then for a long time, the script was narrow. Like you grow up, you get married, you have kids, and that's supposed to be your identity. That's what, that's what we supposed to been what it was, right? But now I feel like more women are realizing that, yes, we want husbands. Yes, we want, our persons. However, now more women are realizing that they can still build a meaningful life through friendships, purpose, work, travel, faith, community, whatever lights them up, right? But, it's like for me personally, because I like to relate to myself. I'm only me, right? For me personally, I want my husband. I can't speak for them. However, until he gets here, till he gets here, though, I don't live in regret about still having depth to my life, still having good friendships, still having a good balance, and I have love coming in different forms until he get here. So the passport girls, I think that's still stupid in a way, but I still think also that I don't see it as the centering man. That's stupid. But I still think that she had to go all the way over there just to find her tribe because she wasn't never in those type of environments based off of who she was. None of them women that's there, they've been. But her saying something that was foreign to her and she going there seeing it's like, but I know some great women in the US that do the same thing. But yeah, I just try to see it a different way that a lot of women now are just trying to find themselves. I don't want to keep, because we talk about it.
Everybody's looking for love. Everybody just wants to be loved. They just need a hug. Somebody need to go hug them.
They need a time machine and a vinegar bath. Like these women knew what time it was and they want to change the definition of words to include the outcomes they still qualify for. That's all the fuck they're doing. There's nothing special about it. It's just them trying to cope. Like this, we knew as soon as I realized that this was Melyssa Ford, I knew this was going to be the conversation. because this is what she's known for now. Going out, being on this Diana Ross, Tracy Ellis Ross, Tony Braxton, all these Vivica Fox, all these other old wash hoes, and they have these same talking points now because the things that they used to want that they don't now they no longer qualify for, good men, like high achieving, attractive men with power. They want to go now and broaden the definitions of what life is because what they wanted, they know they can't qualify for. That's like a nigga who's been told, listen, you got 10 minutes to run this mile. And then he get on minute 8. No, he not gonna finish and be like, damn, my ankle hurt. I should get like another 30 seconds. Well, my back is bad. I should get another extra minute. That's what they're doing. This is the literal, if moving the goalpost was a bunch of delusional bitches.
Can we be comfortable just calling her a loser? Like, would that be befitting? Because I think she's a loser. You can't
really call her a loser, bro, because at the end of the day, she still has the two things that a nigga will pay for.
Well, I'm saying from the sense of if we're measuring someone's maturation and how they should arrive, right? She's had ample opportunity to get it right more often than most people. And halfway decent looking, even at being a senior citizen. At the stage she's at, she's a loser. And that should be okay. We should be able to give her that tag and call it what it is. Because if you flip the sex and you had a man talking, like Marcus said, you wake up one day, you got a wife and kids, you're like, I'm done. And you chuck deuces, we'd call him a loser. Why is it with women? We'd be like, go ahead.
Well, I see what I guess you were saying now. But the reason why she's a loser is not because she's an old hoe. She's a loser because she has to compete with all the women who aren't. She's still running the same race with those women. The women who want these high earning men, the women who want the powerful men. She has to run that same race, but now she's a 1978 model, and it's the 2022 that's legal now, and these niggas are typically going for them. So that's why she'd be losing.
What I don't. So all right. So Lakeisha, I appreciate you trying to explain kind of the thought process, and I get that, and I don't think anything is wrong with what you were discussing. My question is, they don't premise it as in, this is the way we want to live our life moving forward because for whatever reason, we are here right now and we're still going to have meaningful connections. We still going to have community. We still going to have friends. They're not prefacing it like that. They're saying, I want to abolish and destroy the nuclear family, and that should not be the standard family.
I never heard that, so I can't relate to that. I'm just relating to what the video said. I never heard that abolishment of that's absurd. I've never heard of that. I'm just relating to
right. But even in the video, Marcus, you say what?
I was gonna say, when I think about that, when you say that, that sounds like to me women who are mad that men aren't choosing them, and now they think they're punishing men by saying, well, if y'all don't want us and y'all ain't gonna wipe us up, we don't want y'all neither. We just gonna get rid of the nuclear family. And what's that gonna do?
That's like that part. You know what, bitch? She didn't like being high school.
Yes, Miss Pearl. Like you trying to punish men by saying, oh, we just gonna destroy the nuclear family. Baby, you still ain't gonna be chosen. Like, what you think you're doing? I don't see any sense in that. Like, that's the only stupid reason I could think. I'm trying to punish him because he said he didn't want me first. Girl, go sit down.
Yeah, I genuinely was curious because, like, I'm like, all right, I'll listen to a new idea. I don't got to agree with it, but because they usually preface it with like, y'all are you misogynistic or you want to uphold YT supremacy by saying you want a nuclear family, and I'm like, because the argument is that we weren't always man, woman, and child together. So at first I thought they meant we should have extended. That's what they be saying. At first I thought the argument was we should have extended families, and I was like, oh, I could get with that. You mean like keep the grandparents around and like kind of have a village? If that's what you're saying, okay, yeah, that ain't a bad idea. But then I started listening, and they were saying like men ain't really necessary within this community that they create, and I'm like, so what's the structure?
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, that makes no sense. Even if you, so if you do education, if you study education or child development, it literally says from 0 to 3, I think it's 0 to 3, 0 to 4, that is the age that the children need the most nurturing, right? And so that's where the mom comes in, right? And then from 5 all the way to adulthood, that's when they need their fathers the most, because not only are they forming their character now, they're forming their morals, their principles, everything that they're going to stand on, their personality. And they need not just a nurturer. They need someone that's going to check them. They need somebody that's going to hold them accountable. And sometimes moms don't always do that. Sometimes moms are enablers. I'm a mom. I could say that. So if you don't have the men that are there to keep them accountable, to keep them safe, to keep them in line, what kind of children are y'all gonna raise?
But without men, you have no children, and that's why I think
that's exactly. Even without the men, you have no children. How are you planning on making these babies by yourself?
This goes into like some leftist ideologies.
Maybe like they make the weather change.
You have two people with their, respective parts coming together with what they provide to make children, which means that both people who made the kids are needed to raise the kids.
Now,
if someone's toxic, different story.
The idea that 50-year-old women can punish men for doing anything by, well, we're not going to focus on y'all, we're not going to date y'all, is like a bitch with age telling niggas, well, I'm not going to give you no pussy. So, thank you. Like that.
I can't.
Like, you do realize that you are telling, hey, I'm not going to put myself up for sale when niggas are not buying you. Like, what are we talking about? You don't see niggas still trying to buy FUBU and platinum and fucking Sean John shit now.
What are you talking about?
Dating her, that's what you would be doing. Like, you got to be like a real throwback nigga to take Melyssa Ford serious. Like, where you still, you value the nostalgia. The fact, I'm saying, that, when she was a waitress and she was, giving $500 blowjobs according to Cameron. Like, you'd have to value that frame of her life to tolerate her right now. That's crazy.
So what do you think, Willie, she should bring her standard down to? Like, what kind of man should she
bring her standard down to anything? I think her standard should match her reality.
So she should date another loser?
No, who exactly did she qualify? In your opinion, Willie, in your opinion, who in detail does she qualify for then?
I want characteristics. Let's leave money out of it. Because the real issue for me is that what kind of person, what characteristics would someone have to match her, right? That's my question.
A man that's decentering women.
They need to be equally yoked financially because he's got to have enough money to at least maintain her lifestyle. I'll give her that. But then he also has to be someone who's never had a bad bitch before. Like, she has to be the best that he's done, that he can do. Because if he's going to tolerate that history and shit, he has to be enamored with her. Because the moment you type her name on the internet and her dating history comes up, niggas are not going to want to know there's 17 niggas that have verified bust inside you before or on you. And then just the back and forth she's had with some of these other men she's just been flings with, nobody wants it. Niggas dating her are going to be like Kim Kardashian's kids when they start like using the internet. They're going to see their mom's sex tape. They're going to see all this bad shit about their mom and still have to choose to love their mom. So she either got to marry niggas never had a bad bitch before or a pimp.
I was going to say delusional or a pimp.
I got to give her a little pushback, mainly from the standpoint that I don't believe she qualifies for a high earning man. And I'm going to tell you why. That did not
high earning because she doesn't make a lot of money.
Well, I'm saying
300,000
figures.
That's technically high earning. I just don't think.
Okay, I just wouldn't talk about like millionaire niggas. My bad.
I don't. Yeah, because she's been in that realm and she has not yielded any results. So basically, that doesn't seem to be her issue. Running with dudes with money's never been her issue. She seems to be wanting to find this miracle of a man who arrives with golden character, but simultaneously commands, industry status, respect, but then minimizes himself to elevate her at the same time. I only see that happening dating a regular dude, someone who is doing well for himself relatively, but in no way, shape, or form is he going to be someone of prominence. She doesn't seem to respect that. That's what her problem is. She's met men who are industry leaders. She wants that man to kiss her ass, minimize himself because she is special. And there's something in her mind that just has not connected with the reality that if you were that special, if you were that, premium, you would have men who would cut off their arm to be with you or move mountains. Clearly, that's not going to happen. So I don't know. I think money would make it worse for her. I think
So basically, she needs to learn how to eat pussy.
You said what?
So basically, she needs to learn how to eat pussy.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. To simplify, I don't see it because like there's she's already attractive, so that already in a sense is currency to some people. So if you couple it with the fact that and he has the ability to sustain amenities, she's been in that. She's had that. So I think she needs to sit grounded for the next half season of her life or whatever.
All right, I got this other clip
She
that I
said
want.
she wanted a couple cats.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, she did say she don't mind being in a room full of 20 cats. Got this last clip that we're gonna get into. Break it up into 2 parts. Different conversation, not the same one. Y'all ready? Let me grab your super chats. Marcus Evans with the $5 says, "What up, good people on the panel?" The Stephen 7736 $2. Just let women pay 100% their own bills. Reality. Marcus Evans said $5. Very productive and respectful conversation tonight, everyone. Keep up the great work and good night. We also have the Dope Hour podcast became a YouTube member. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Green Gang. Let's go ahead and get into this clip.
Someone for 9 years before me. And he was like, "You got too many fucking homeboys, bitch. What the fuck?" But I'm like, well, what is going to make you comfortable? Because I'm not going to stop being friends with them. He's like, "Well, you can't go on trips with Andre anymore, just you and him. My friend's a DJ, so I would jump on a trip. I'll come out there." He's like, "That's weird to me that just you and him go on this trip." Yeah. That I understand. He's like, "But I do understand that you and Andre might step out. I live between New York and LA. Y'all partying in LA for a night, you go out, you have dinner, whatever." He's like, "But like, why would you and Andre go on a trip alone?" Now that I'm in a serious relationship, I completely get that. To me, it is a bit inappropriate. Now, have Andre and I ever shared a bed or a room? No. But I understand the intimacy that vacations are. Yeah. And I don't necessarily think like it makes sense to go. Like, why would my man go on a trip with one of his homeboys? That's fucking insane. Like, I get it. But granted, we're all friends now.
Maybe they're going to Black Ski Week.
What'd you say?
Said maybe they're going to Black Ski Week. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
It's just inappropriate for me. And also, this is the thing. None of us are just perfect people. I'm not a perfect person. The thing that causes cheating happens way before the act of sex. It's access. It's access again and again and again over time. It's like the Chinese proverb that says a drop of water dropping on a rock, same spot, over time will split the rock. It is the continuous access that you allow. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think so.
One drop of water again and again.
The only reason I don't know if I really believe it with friendship as much as I think someone at work could start a more of a budding relationship. Like I think that at the end of the day,
why do you think they say work wives and work husbands?
Of course,
it's inappropriate.
But I also think like
so you better work with the same sex if we get together.
What do you mean? No.
Like, so now he got to go work at Morehouse? He can't be around women? Like, that's the thing.
I'm not saying he can't be around women. I'm not saying that.
Wait. You really think it's cool that, like, someone could be married and go on a vacation
with a woman?
I don't think that would happen. I just don't see why that would happen. Like, when you get married, like, you often out either you're with other friend groups. Like, that wouldn't be a thing. Where if we're married and we're living together, that you're planning a vacation with another person. That wouldn't happen.
No, I agree. It shouldn't happen.
No, but it wouldn't happen. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
But I'm saying that's like, bro, the last 3
But that's why y'all are taking it to the extreme. Do I think that my husband or my partner can go and have lunch or dinner with just a woman one-on-one? Yes.
Oh, I agree too. Yes.
She doesn't.
Wait,
that's what I'm saying.
Asia and him
cannot go and have dinner by themselves.
For what?
Like, we're taking it to the extreme with this vacation talk.
It's not cannot, but he also would not. That's the man I chose. I chose a man that sees the same inappropriate actions, the same that I see inappropriate actions.
That's not an inappropriate action to eat food with a friend.
Well, come to the house. I'll cook for you.
I get what you mean, but wait.
Girl, you can't cook like Rumi?
Maybe more something that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's out with the boys. Asia's at a bar. Come through. Let's have a drink. That's crazy for
you. No, that's not crazy. He's already out with the boys and she's at the same place.
Maybe he's going to meet with the boys. I'm saying maybe he has plans that night, but right before he meets Asia to catch up.
No, that's weird.
See,
weird as hell.
So something I really need, for example, I'll bring this person up again. Now him and Andre hang out alone without me, which is lovely. We've been on vacations together. Cool. I need my time with my friend privately. And it's not because I have some crazy.
That's weird.
See?
It's weird to me.
I want to catch up like with my dog. I want to talk.
But why can't you do that in front of your man?
But I also can't share every single lived experience.
That's weird.
And that's she thinks that
that's
like
weird.
I think that independence then becomes a thing, right? So
yeah.
If you ever want to know how Melyssa Ford used to sound when she was just starting to get washed up, there it was. Like you got a single hoe, a hoe that's in a relationship, and then someone who can't relate. That's why the conversation is what it is. Like the body count on that sofa is higher than giraffe pussy. Like, and you can't expect to have relationship conversations with women who have those types of relationship ideas and values, or just values about men and sexuality. That podcast is called fucking Horrible Decisions, and they spelled horrible with the word whore. Like, is this real? Like, I feel like this shit is AI at this point. Like, we're in the Matrix, and somebody just put in like the cheat code for like whores, and this is just what we're talking about today. Like, we got we got almost
the whole
watch
conversation don't make sense. The whole conversation don't make sense, because why, if you're in a relationship with somebody, why are you trying to go on vacation with somebody like just the two of y'all, and it's of the opposite sex? That is weird.
Man, do you know how far between a washer and dryer somebody's head will get knocked for asking the right nigga? Hey, can I go on this trip with my homeboy? Bitch, what?
Right, that shit's so weird. Like, what? Why would you even fix your mouth to even say that you about to do that? That's so dumb. Like, that
Why
don't
would
make
you
no
even
sense.
want to?
Right.
Like, not just to say it. Like, even if, like, say one of my homegirls is like, "Hey, let's go do this." I'm like, why would you want to go somewhere with
Why
me?
does she even feel comfortable to invite you, knowing you in a relationship? That don't even make sense.
You know what comes with me going on a trip with you.
Let's let BK get in there, because I think she has a different opinion. So let her get her.
So vacation, I don't even know. Absolutely not. Now, then it moved to the dinner with a friend of the opposite sex, right? If you're in a relationship. So what's the consensus on here? Who would be like, oh, I've known someone, I don't know how long. Yeah, we can still go to dinner together if I'm in a relationship, versus nah, if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to dinner with anybody of the opposite sex.
Don't do anything that can give somebody the wrong opinion or the wrong optic, that because you represent me when you're away from me.
So your answer is no.
No.
True.
Like, with a fuck in front of it. Like, no.
You know, I'm not usually a loss for words, but this is a tough one. This is tough.
Yeah, mister, I got 36 homegirls.
Yeah, I'm saying that. That's why I say it's tough.
No,
it's tough. It depends on a lot of people. I think off the strength of how generally people say friends work, no, because I have a different depiction of what I classify a friend. If I did my due diligence, that person and me would be very well connected. You know, so the sex is irrelevant. From that, it would extend like, okay, that's like her brother, because that's how I've even told my lady, you can't have male friends unless they gonna treat you in the same accordance of respect that I would. And that's what I would quantify a friend, because I'm entrusting that in the time that you're around him, if something does occur to any degree, that I can entrust that you'll be okay. And I don't know a lot of men like that. So she can't give me that peace of mind. Hell no. Like, you hungry? I got you. I
think it's boundaries.
Wait, hold on, Marcus. Wait. I want Marcus to answer this. Marcus.
What was the question again?
Do you allow alone dinners or what to hang out?
No, my wife ain't never been on no alone dinner with no other man. No, that's never happened.
Not ever.
But I want to ask True a question though. I want to ask True a question. So True, if I'm gonna take this back to like 2001, right? So at 25, you would allow, because I'm not gonna let nothing happen to your girl, right? Like, she would definitely be protected from outside people. You would allow her to go to dinner with me by herself?
You're saying I heard 25, and I that kind of threw me off.
I'm sorry.
So I'm saying, like, I'm taking it back to like at a younger. Is it an age thing, or is it because you believe men and women can just be platonic friends and stuff, right? Would you trust that other men are thinking the same way and being friends with your girl to take her to dinner, say like in their early 20s?
Yeah, but it's off the context again of the fact that, see, if you, I'm taking it from the we met, we dated, she like, this is my friend. From that point, I'm going to assess your friendship. But that's neither male or female, because I have had girlfriends that they're like, that's my girl. And I'm like, that ain't really your friend. These are the reasons why. It ain't a sex thing to me. So if this is your friend, I'm watching how this relationship moves. I'm watching how you guys spend time. I'm watching all of the components. It ain't a sex thing to me. So yeah, if you really have proven that, yeah, this is a friend from these reasons, I vetted it, absolutely. Because they don't move me like that. Again, this is me. I don't trip how most dudes is like, yo, he trying to get her in the back seat of the house. Like, I don't think like that. That's just me though, you know, but
come on, dog.
I like True's answer though. I like that. Because the truth of the matter is that I think people underestimate the negative influence, whether it's male or female. And if you're not discerning, you'll let you. Here's what I love, right? The ones who think just because, she hang out with other married women, that it's safe. No, baby. You think she's safe with those married friends. We know those 304s. They were 304s before they got married. They're 304s why they got married. They were 304s after they got married. But you think because of the outside and you're not discerning or you're not looking. So for me, I agree with True. It's going to depend on my discernment and assessment of the friendship. If I feel like that person and you have had, any interactions and it's a possibilities and all of that, you got to cut it. If it's somebody who's your true friend, who I know ride, die for you. And if you flirt with a person while you out, they're going to be like, bro, what is you doing? Like, if they can't hold you accountable to your relationship, if I'm there or not there, I don't care if it's a man or a woman, you don't need to be friends with them. If you got your little 3 or 4 best bud who want to go to wherever and y'all just meeting up for lunch and he like, well, let's go to Magic City to the strip club, get some wings, throw these ones, and you know I don't allow strip clubs, that's not your friend because he's putting your relationship at risk.
What?
That needs to be the assessment.
Do y'all think that these men and women are only friends because one got friend zoned?
Say that again.
Because oftentimes, True saying no, because often, I'll put it this way, that I have a friend. I don't find, he's attractive, I'm not attracted. Or whichever, if you see him, he's 6'3", long, everything that a woman would put on her list to want. However, I do not find that man in no way, shape, or form to be attractive. That's not anything that I would want or anything of that nature. So oftentimes we get put in this category like, oh, y'all had to have done something. Like, no, it's just no way. Y'all both look good. Like, no. Do you think that maybe in these type of friendship that one was just simply friend zoned because it's like, okay, I might have found this person attractive. However, I'm not going to shoot my shot. I may not have a chance because I got friend zoned.
Unless the woman is ugly, that's the only thing that can happen. That's the only reason why that's the outcome.
I don't
you ain't never saw nobody ugly.
Hold up, for men, you be horny enough to F a goat. Ain't nobody trying to get that.
No, first, that's not true. Because
that is very much so true.
That's true.
A lot of unattractive women with children, so I'll give you that, right? But you got to remember, you're not talking about the niggas y'all want to date. So those niggas aren't horny enough to fuck a goat. And if you're an attractive female and you have male friends, those niggas are just men that haven't fucked you yet, but they're still waiting their turn. If you were unattractive and useless, then you could actually say you had a real friendship with somebody. But if you're
I have a question.
A woman has to be unattractive and useless in order to have a actual true platonic friendship with a man.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a platonic male best friend. I've known him since I was maybe about 7.
So you're gonna say you've known him for like 20 years?
Yeah.
We hear it.
Yeah, I've known him for a long time. And a lot of people would say that, he's the only guy that you just haven't slept with yet. But like, I've never had that dynamic with him. Like,
it doesn't matter. Like, this the thing. When y'all tell us this stuff about like none of that shit matters.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because it's not about what you want. It's about what he wants. And unless he's here to defend it, to explain it, and say the same thing, and then we press him, it doesn't matter. Because you may not want
I'm gonna have him on the next panel.
Listen, don't sacrifice that nigga here because we are not friendly. So just because you haven't wanted to give him some pussy doesn't mean he ain't want to drop off no dick. Like,
good point.
Okay, but what if it's one of those cases where you ain't want to drop off none and
it's
he
not
ain't want to drop off?
One of y'all, then that means y'all one. The woman is ugly.
That's not true.
The woman is ugly to that man.
It doesn't have to be physical, but that's the thing. It doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be a physical appearance. It could be her characteristic that really makes her ugly.
Hey, wait,
she's ugly from that, and that's a turn off for me.
Listen, surprisingly, we had a good point in the chat tonight, but it came from Misunderstood Her, and she's usually spot on. Toya, y'all met before you hit puberty, so you can't even count him. Like, have that same friendship with a dude who saw you when you had titties and ass for the first time.
Hold on. Let's piggyback off of that.
Who gave you your when you had your baby body.
No, let's piggyback off.
Can't count him.
Hold on, T.
No.
Let's piggyback off of what Will just said. He's seen you when you didn't hit puberty. That doesn't mean that it still can't change after he's seen you hit puberty. I've had friends who probably see me young and then they make the move like, damn, T, you grew up. You know, they hit you with the you grew up. Can I have a fuck? Yeah, so just because he didn't express it to you doesn't mean it's not there. I know the whole dynamic with the whole man and woman friendship. I don't 100% agree with it because I'm always going to feel in the back of my mind, if we drunk enough, you're going to try to do it. And I know you are. If I slide this thing to the side, you're going to try. You're going to try if you're drunk enough.
If you're attractive, the only men that you know that don't want to sleep with you are your father and most of your first cousins. Everybody else will fuck you.
Side eye too.
Everybody else will fuck you.
That's not true.
I know as a woman. So as a man who knows men, and we speak to a lot of men.
To say that, Will, men know men.
We gonna take his opinion. We gonna take his story for it because he's a man.
I mean, we can do a poll.
Are men the same? Is that what you're actually saying?
No, I'm saying that the majority of us are similar, though.
Most men are.
Most men are definitely the same.
Well, I used to have a married couple friend, right? Most of my friends are married. I'm probably one, maybe two of us that are not married.
If this is a threesome story, I'm gonna be so upset.
No.
Okay.
However, dag Willie. However, I'm learning now as a single attractive woman at 46, right? I can't be around some of those friends as much anymore, the female one, right? You got the husband and wife, right? Because I think sometimes it have to do with, like we saying, platonic friends, right? Me and the husband were in military together. Like we spent 20 years, 20 years in the military, but maybe 10 years at this duty station, right? Platonic has been platonic since the beginning of all time, right? This guy's married. I don't do married men. All right. I don't know. He never called me attractive. He never said nothing comment-wise, but I noticed one time that they always have big parties. They had this huge house and pools and all that. They would always have events. And so the wife would always invite me over. We've been business partners, husband and wife, in different things and everything. But I'm learning now that I feel like the wife feels a certain type of way about me now. And I get what Willie is saying, because he said you got to be ugly for a guy not to think. Now, he's never said anything to me, but I'm noticing now that the wife, when I was going to the events, she had pool parties. I wear two pieces. I don't wear one piece. I don't got to wear two pieces. I don't got to wear cover up. I don't got to wear none of that. You going to get what you going to get. You invited me. Now, I ain't going to wear no thong bathing suit, but I'm just giving
you. Really?
I'm just saying, y'all, to that. I forget them damn sound effects. But anyways, so I go to the party one time. I'm in a two-piece, and I'm having a good time. A lot of males are, I don't want to say attracted to me, but I think they flock to me because I'm an avid football. I'm FanDuel, Prize Picks, Parlay. I get down with the best of them in football. I'm like the homie lover friend that they probably don't have. But I noticed one time the wife said to me, she came out in her swimsuit. She says, she stops looking at me, and this has been my friend, supposedly 10 years. She says, you're not going to look better than me at my house in that bathing suit. And she turns around, left, put on another bathing suit. That's the first time. Second time, and I'll say this because I think that I don't know if her husband's attracted to me. I'm saying all that to say he's never tried, and he's always been my friend, but I had to pull back, and I haven't been there in a long time because I feel uncomfortable now that she feels maybe insecure about herself a little bit. So it make me feel a certain way. So now we're not even friends no more. And then somebody said, comments, he attracted to you.
Hey, what's the friend? It don't even matter. What's the friend look like? What's his wife look like?
She don't look better than Keisha because that's why she felt the need to do what she did. Like she's insecure.
Insecure with herself
It's
at all.
It's not his.
It could be both.
It's his wife's fault that she doesn't look better than her. The only person that can change that is the wife. So
because it's choice, right? You choose to look like that. You choose to remain in that body. You choose to not work out.
So she can't blame Lakeisha for that and try to make her feel bad.
But that's and I feel
that's
bad.
what she wanted to do though. Now you're not around that. She don't have to worry about you making her feel insecure. So she did her job, which was to get rid of you. But you just so humble and insecure, jealous.
But what is she protecting it from if you didn't come with ill intentions? You came to show up, talk about football, and take a little swim.
Because some women think they can bring back her present. The attention she was getting.
She's protecting her husband from interacting with a woman who is now half-ass naked and also can have talking conversations with her husband that she can't have or doesn't care to have.
What difference would there have been if he had seen her at the not you, Keish, but if he had seen somebody else at the grocery store and found her attractive because she liked oranges versus apples?
Yeah, but she didn't have the access that Keisha had because that is her friend.
Has that ever Grammy shit? She could have went and took that nigga and been like, if she did that like 7 years ago, she'd have been the married woman on the panel today. But
you she chose something that don't want to be kept.
You like y'all be really acting like out here like
about her husband. She knows something about her husband that either he done something before and she just didn't express it to you, or he may have made a comment before that she didn't feel comfortable with.
She went through his phone and saw him talking to his homies about her.
That
right. Could have been anything.
Keish, hold up. Keish, I'm gonna put some blame on you because ain't nobody tell you come out with all that body. See? That's what you get when you want to walk around with all that body. Your husband's upset. That body don't work.
Who goes to pool parties to keep shirts and cover up and shit on that?
Girl, you needed that cover up, you needed a t-shirt, and you needed that one piece. You was playing.
That don't stop these men. Y'all gotta fit together.
Well, I asked another married couple friend, right? And she said that she understands because she wouldn't have never wanted me to come show up at her house with her husband the same way. She said if it's a level of respect to the household that you should have or women should have. When
did other people have
no, I can attest to that. I can attest to that. I get it. I understand. Only because I have married friends too. And for me, my married friends have pools and they have pool parties too, but it's a certain way that I would go dressed. There's certain bathing suits that I would wear. I would have a cover up. I would have something I could tie around my waist, or I would have something I could put on over my bathing suit when I get out the pool. That's just me though.
But T,
I feel like it's a level.
But T, let's take this for instance, right? You seen what I look like. If I came there just with shorts and still a cover up, it's not going to change anything. They're going to look at it.
It's really not.
Like they got X-ray vision. Right. They don't care. You're going to still see, damn, she's mad shapely. Damn, she got big titties. Damn, she got a big ass. Like, you're going to see, you still going to see it.
Another way men fuck around and snitch and tell on themselves is trying to hook their homeboys up with their homegirl or with the wife's friend. Because you were saying out loud, hey, she's fine enough to fuck, bro. You should try to. And that's what the girlfriend hears. So it may have been that he may have tried to put you off of one of his boys. His wife saw it, and because now he's trying to fuck you vicariously through his partner.
I don't think this is something you successfully pull off. You can clearly tell that a lot of people like to remain in a very binary exchange. I got a girl, she's mine. Don't look at her, don't talk to her. I own her soul, and that's fair. I respect that. It's sad that a lot of people don't have platonic relationships that are non-sexual. These things I'm discovering now, at this stage of my life. It's kind of scary because I've always done it successfully, and it's not because the women have been ugly, and it's not because the fact that I was friend zoned. It was nothing like that. It just I know how to walk through the earth and assess who I would like to maybe connect with on certain levels. I think someone said it earlier. There's relationships. It's not just romantic.
Certain levels.
There's levels, but it's easy always been easier because I never really struggled with girls. So like women, they came and I had options, and so it's always like, well,
you got to be able to get bitches, basically.
Maybe, but it seems like that doesn't seem to be the consensus because Marcus don't have no problem with that. Willie don't got no problem with that, and they're still very much like, nah, I don't want to even talk to women. Like she get naked or she serves some sexual purpose in my life, and I'm just like, oh damn, that's
wait. First of all, that's not what we said, and we need to have Mon here to defend this too. But that's not what we said on that show.
Okay,
but if she's not in her life, I have one female friend, but she's more like a sister to me, and.
You don't want to fuck her. She's ugly.
I'm closer to her boyfriend.
Right? Is she ugly? What she look like?
Is she ugly?
What she look like?
Is she ugly? Did she friend zone you?
I don't find her attractive.
Exactly.
So you friend zoned her?
No, we just became friends.
How? But she's ugly.
Expect me to take you seriously.
I'll show you in the show. I prefer certain she's not. No one's gonna think she's ugly. I just don't find her attractive. And
Dad expect me to take
Beyonce is like is one of my brothers. So I talk to him all the time. I don't talk to her as much now. So it can happen. What we said true for the new people in the congregation is that we don't see the benefit in hanging out with women in mass that we're not in relationships with, because when you hang out with a woman that you don't also have that romantic piece for, you can go do all the work, but you're not going to get paid. When you hang out with the woman, if me and BK was out and something happened, as a man, I'm supposed to protect you. Black men protect black women, all that, right? So I'm supposed to protect you. But after my protection is done, after I done got shot the fuck up, you're going to go home and suck somebody else's dick, not mine.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's like you working a second job when you hang out with a lot of women sometimes. So we just choose to not do that.
Well, I think you can't trust the majority of them. I think that the reality of it is that male and female friendships shouldn't be I can have all these friends, because I think the truth of the matter is that most people can't have all these friends. Most of them niggas not your friend. They dodge a bullet and let you get hit. They wouldn't even save your kids from an attack.
I don't use friend loosely. If my friends I've either bled with or
I get you, right? So I think male female friendships, while rare, they do exist, and I do think with any friendship, whether it's a female or not, boundaries have to be strong, they have to be clear, and there has to be transparency. And I do agree, though, the level of attraction, it has to be pretty non-existent. I have a male friend who I call my brother, who I know for a fact, if I showed up naked to his house and said, do it to me, he would grab his anointing oil and call the pastor and be like, he's pissed. Something's wrong with her.
Is he gay?
Yeah, that's because he's gay.
Is he gay?
He's not gay.
Then you don't know that for a fact.
If you show up to a nigga's house with your pussy out, and the first thing he do is grab his holy oil and not the baby oil, he's gay.
Not the baby oil.
He's deeply religious, and listen, it's rare. Now, I'm not saying it's not rare.
There's a lot of gay niggas that's religious because they want to pray to get the love of dick out of their heart. Like,
no, it's not it. He's attracted to women. Like, anyways, just had a whole situation. I'm not saying that, but some people there are.
I cannot deal.
I mean, nonetheless, I do agree with Willie. I can't sit there and hang out with a whole.
Ooh, arrest me, Daddy.
I don't feel like entirely 100% myself. Like I want to talk amongst women and talk about women things, and you don't want to sit there and listen to that. You don't want to sit there and listen to that. I think I don't feel like I'm 110% myself when I'm with a bunch of dudes.
True, let me ask you a question, right? Because, and I'll give you your flowers. I know you get bitches. But I also know that the fact that if you hang out with a lot of women, those women, if you hang out with 10 women, 6 of them are going to give you some pussy. And the other one would probably going to give you a little head and then maybe give you some pussy afterwards. So you got 70% of the group that is willing to. How do you navigate that?
I can't speak on that being reality.
I'm sorry, when you're single. I forgot.
Yeah, no, you good. My lady knows what it is. I've had to remind her on a few occasions, like, don't get it twisted.
My gosh. No.
Anyway.
Reminding your girl that you get bitches is diabolical, and you can never.
That is diabolical.
Hold on.
I was rooting for you.
Let me explain it to you guys, because see, there is a certain
Where the sound effects for that?
There's a certain level of level of back you get when it's like, wait a minute, like, I'm sorry, that's just the world we live in. You tend to value things when you know that those things are valuable. I'll say it like that. But I haven't had that situation. If they are my friends, they've been vetted again. I don't think it's ever been 10 females. It's probably been 6 to 8, somewhere around there. But it's 9 times out of 10, I'm not feeling them on that level. It just
that don't mean they're not feeling you.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean
They see a chocolate bald head with a beard. They like,
That was true. I would never know, because in this, I think this is the safety range I've always been able to exist in, because women don't typically convey those things outwardly. Like, if that has been reality, I've never had it. I've never had a homegirl flip on me and be like, I've secretly been in love with you for like 4 years. It just does not happen. At least it's never happened to me. So
let me. So this is another thing.
Everybody kept saying
crazy.
yet. It didn't happen yet.
You hang out with chicks. Now, I'm not trying to no disrespect to you, obviously, but if I'm hanging out with women, I'm expecting them to help me fuck their friends.
Perfect.
See, again, you have, and that's cool. I respect it.
I'm just saying, like, we can still be friends, right? But if we could take me out with 7 of your homegirls, I'm not going home dry dick that night because you my homegirl. So like, and you know which one is fucking with me. So it's your job to be like, D Wade, I'm LeBron. That's what you're.
We the wingman.
Because not trying to be funny, if I had a bunch of female, if I had a homegirl and I went out with my niggas and one of them liked her, me understanding, what type of time she on and what type of time he on, if that shit match, I'm connected them because that's what I'm supposed to do. So if I'm out with a bunch of my homegirl and her girlfriends, whichever two is willing to go home tonight, that's what you're supposed to tell me. Like, that's the point. Like, that's why we're friends. That's why you can call me to come move shit, change a tire, check a nigga every now and then, like, explain to you how to grill some shit. Like, that's why you can call me and not have to, pay the ass tax. So you got to get your friends to pay it now.
Maybe I've never
orchestrated it. Has the bill.
Yeah, it's happened, but it's not happened the way you're saying it. I've never employed them like, okay, your job is to now go recruit. Like, that's just not how I think. I've never had that issue. So if we connect, one of their girls is feeling me, yeah, okay, cool, we'll see. Half the time, if that is the case, I'm probably like, yeah, nah, she cool. Like, I don't like to keep things too close. I like to put things in certain boxes.
Messy.
I had a female roommate in college. I don't know if I explained this story to you before.
A female roommate in college?
Yeah.
How did that work?
Wow. She was cool. She was real cool. We was good friends, right? While she was dating one of my homies that went to the NFL. They ended up breaking up. And then she was single now. Now she had been putting me on with her girls the entire time we was roommates. And the way those townhomes were set up, she could hear everything that was going on. It was her and another guy that was the roommate. But the walls was paper thin, so she was hearing that shit every fucking night. And eventually, when they broke up, it was like 6 months later, and he was like, "Man, I don't care." She went with her move, and when it didn't go the right way, she kind of turned on me, and created conflict, which is why I keep referencing, like, it's hard to just be cool when, what if she, like, you don't got to be the one always forcing the issue. If she want to force the issue and it will go that way, if she your friend and know all this shit about you, she can make your life harder. Like,
bro, you just proved the woman to take you telling her no to some dick more personal than she will telling her no to some money.
Yeah, 100% sure. And I didn't even say no. I actually was like supposed to come get up with her and got pulled in another direction that night and just kind of sent her off because I was supposed to go there and didn't. And then
boy, you supposed to make 2 stops that night, champ.
It's even worse. I'm not gonna go into the detail of the whole story, but it just didn't. Yeah.
I think Toya said it. Toya with the 1A, not the 6 A's. I've never had it occur where I've had boundaries be crossed. And again, I know it's different because I've been hearing people say this stuff since I've been young. I don't like familiar interactions. I like people that's new in all aspects. I used to have a rule when I was dating. If she was 30 miles within proximity, I could not talk to you. You're too close.
Oh, that's fair.
I hated walking into it. Well, I've never again had this happen. I've seen dudes walk in a building and hype about this girl he just met, and 3 of the dudes that she don't mess with is in the same vicinity. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Welcome to a niggas group chat. That's you're right.
Yeah, I always made sure that her introduction is singular from me. Like, you don't know her because she's outside of comfort. And I know a lot of people don't move that way. I've noticed that throughout the entire time I've been alive. The military was an example. People be smashing and sharing, and I'm like, that's weird to me, yo. We in a whole nother country or wherever we are in the world. Why are you messing with someone who you gotta go do duty with, and then other people? Like, it's weird. But again,
it's actually a lot more. White, I want to know if that was your roommate. I mean, if that was your friend. Is that your roommate? Was that considered a friend?
The girl or the guy?
The girl that you was rooming with.
So my homie that was playing for the my homie that played in the NFL, that was his girlfriend originally, and I got to know her through him. And I'm like, oh, she cool as shit. Like, she's super cool. She like one of the guys. I saw her as a friend,
and you was ready to smash.
Hell yeah, I was gonna smash. But this what happened. I went to a party that night. And this girl, she pressed me about the shit, and I planned on going back and hitting her and her up friend. It was 2 of them actually, and I planned on going back to the room or to the townhome. But old girl, when I was trying to get back to the room, was like, "What, you gay or something? That's why you don't want to like fuck with me." And when she said that, she fucked my ego up so bad. I was like, "All right, come on." It ended up cracking her instead of fucking with them because she called me gay. It was some insecure shit to do because I should have just been like. No, and then went about my business, but I let the shit trick me, and I did. It is what it is. Yeah. But I and after that, she kind of it wasn't really right after that with me and her.
She tricked you out of some dick.
Yes,
she said, "Reverse single. I got something for him."
She used my ego against me, and it worked. That I won't happen again. But that one time, that shit worked, and I didn't even want to do the shit. I was like, man, I don't even.
Ooh, arrest me, daddy.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she nagged the shit out of you, bro. Like, she picked you up artist line.
I'll take it.
And got some dick up off you for free.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
players fuck up sometimes. That was one of the
But happens. Like, see, True, this is what I'm talking about. It seems like you just misappropriating your resources. I forgot. So if you were single, I would say that. Current situation, obviously not. But a man in your situation that has a lot of female friends, if he's single, his dick shouldn't be ashy. Like, cause y'all going out once a week, Saturday is typically liquor involved, and I guess I'm the only nigga who won't fuck somebody that drinks or that is drinking. So y'all got the drinks flowing. They should be telling, okay, well, she too drunk to fuck because she's gonna be toothy when she give you the head. But them two over there, they ready. Like, that's what.
Why would you make it messy like that, though, Willie? Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, but
how's that messy? That's his friend.
So close.
That's his friend. That's not messy. That's his friend helping his friend.
But like, that also can be messy because then what if she start tripping? She popping up. She calling. She doing all this unnecessary.
Well, that's unnecessary boundaries. The intent and the outcome are 2 separate things. It's like if me and you were homegirl, right? Mm-hmm. And you might say, hey, which one of your niggas is like looking to date somebody, right? So I was like, okay, well, cool. Well, he want to date, but you expensive. You have a taste of echelon that he just can't afford. And then that nigga sells dope. He beats bitches. And then this one over here is like an average of all of them minus beating bitches. Like, I'm supposed to tell you who's the best option for you. I'm not supposed to let you go figure the shit out on yourself. And then you call me tomorrow with your lips.
I'm going to tell you like, no, because I'm going to tell you as your homegirl, I'm like, no, that's too close and that's too messy because if y'all don't work out, you're going to cross this boundary. You're going to make it uncomfortable when we get into these settings. Because what if she start acting a fool? Just because she was cool in this aspect doesn't mean that now you give her the best dick of her life. You gave her the best dick of your life, of her life. Excuse me. And now
I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen.
I've experienced it.
You gotta pick and choose
that.
You're thinking. You can't have it. You can't have your cake and eat it too, honey. Sometimes you just gotta have a little slice of pie or something.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta understand that.
We do not care. We do not care.
I thought that it was understood. Like I really thought that it was understood, right? That I was talking about like 9, like I don't see too many women having 10 close friends. Not trying to be funny, but in large, y'all tend to be terrible friends with each other at some point in the relationship.
It ain't a real friendship.
You know, 2 or 3, but like the secondaries and the tertiary group, you can sacrifice them. Like I would expect you to let me nail one of your friends to the cross that you only see once a fucking year. Like the one you don't care about, like y'all don't even follow each other for real.
Send him the third tier, 3 tier. Like
there you go. That's fair.
3rd tier.
It's not like he going to your family reunion and trying to fuck your cousins, and that's different. Like I'm not expecting you to give him sacrifice your like your young aunties and your your young cousins. That's not what I'm talking about. But like you know what I'm saying, just like the cousin friend that came to the function.
To be too messy because, like I said, if it gets to that point and you, like I said, you give her your all, and now she's tripping. Now she's calling me. Now she's calling you. Now she's calling everybody in the group.
That's up to that nigga to be a steward of his dick. I can't tell you how much dick a nigga is supposed to know he's supposed to give somebody. That's different. So I don't.
No, it's just a conflict of interest. That's why my friends, when I was coming up, could not mess with my brothers. Neither one of them. Like, oh, your brother, you bet not. I will beat you up. Like, no, he's off limits. And if they was your brothers, you bet not. Give me your number. You're not getting her number. You can say hello, but you're not doing anything.
It's a fact.
Just what Toya was saying.
No,
you already know
I agree, Miss
You know
Pearl.
they're not going to work out. So now I'm
You
going to have
sound like a hater a little bit, Miss Pearl.
got to be acting crazy. My brother not going to have peace. My family event's not going to be the same. Every time you come around, it's just a literal conflict of interest.
Just say that if you act up, bitch, I'll beat you up. That's all you got to say.
I said that already. That's why I said you can't talk to him. I'll beat you up.
Not saying like don't talk to
Ain't
him.
no talking. I had already eliminated.
If you
They
act
were
up,
off
I'll
limits.
beat you up.
No, you can speak with anybody else in the world, but besides my friends.
You probably blocked your brother's blessing.
They weren't ready for it anyway.
He didn't need that. That was just extra. That was the ego.
I'm so glad I'm only.
No.
You an only child?
Hell yeah, my parents got it right the first time.
That makes sense why you talk the way you talk. Golly.
What are we talking about?
Golly.
Channel.
Golly. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm still new to this. I'm still new. Well, but it makes sense.
Yeah, my parents had to do it but one time.
We spent too much time alone, bro. Like that's
so Toya, how many siblings me and True got?
I don't know.
Just, they did it.
You and
Yeah,
who?
I spent too much time alone.
How many siblings you think me, True, and JR got?
I mean, the way you're saying it, then it sounds like y'all probably
more than
loners too. The way you're asking.
You say what?
I said the way you're asking me is making an assumption that you two are loners too.
No. I was saying, like, based off of you said Willie got that perception about being a single child. What would you say? What would you guess ours is?
You and True?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You 3, True 2.
You said I got 3?
I would guess. And
I don't know. I feel like True has more sisters than he does brothers.
I'm the oldest. Yeah, I am the oldest.
I figured that. You give older brother.
Yeah. But I feel like True give more experience with the women. I'm just assuming maybe.
True. How many siblings you got?
True, you got sisters?
One brother, one
Yes,
sister.
2. One brother, one sister. And how many you got, Marcus?
I got one sister, but I was raised with my other 3 cousins in the same house for the most part. So 2 girls and 2 boys, but I'm the oldest out of everybody.
Here come Will. He can't even compose himself. Look,
it's crazy because you said that like I got 23 cousins that are all girls. I'm the youngest one and the only boy that I was raised with. So
that's even worse.
I don't have. I have plenty of fucking things where I probably know it's not a good idea to be friends with women.
And you lived in the house with them?
The same neighborhood, same street, saw them all the time. Everybody
no, that's not the same thing, Willie.
Shit, if it ain't, if I'm at your house or if I see you 5, 6 days a week, we live together. We didn't go to school together, but after I had to go to this cousin house on Tuesdays, I had to go over here on Thursdays. Like you spend a lot of time with them. It's definitely familiar. And then as I saw them growing up, beating up niggas, I was like, you know what?
Not beating up niggas.
It's probably for me.
Let me say this.
You had your
let me just say this.
You got on me, Willie. See?
Yeah, y'all keep putting y'all titties in the camera and get mad when these niggas walk around with y'all titties on their screens on their cell phones. Pearl.
Don't do that, Willie. I just got up.
You just did it. Even... It's like 9 niggas here talking about where your OnlyFans at. So you know they gonna be the ones to do it.
Okay, it's last part of the clip. Last part of the clip, y'all.
She like she about to fart.
Oh.
You gotta be independent of your partner.
No, I agree with that. Look, I'm here right now. Before this, I was at a laser hair removal appointment. Before that, like, I'm not saying you have to be up under your man all the time. I'm saying that there are certain things that I think create intimacy, which is not always sexual, by the way, but intimacy. And I don't think that we as women should be spreading our intimate things with men. I just don't think that.
Now, I think the intimacy looks different for me, right? It's the bond that I share when I'm having a tough day and I'm talking about the fragility of my parents being older. It could be maybe finance or work stress or whatever. But sometimes shooting the shit with a friend does look different with your partner. Maybe I need to vent for a second.
Where are your girlfriends?
They're there too.
Okay, so if you're already having those conversations with your girlfriends, why then do you also need to have those conversations with him?
Why
Because there's a part of your intimate capacity that he is taking. So much so that if your partner were to say, I don't really, I love him.
Intimate capacity.
Yeah, we have capacity for everything, right?
We are humans.
I guess that person is that important to me then.
So is that person more important? If your person were to come to you right now that you've been with for 3 years and say, you know what? I love the dynamic, but I don't want you guys to have a one-on-one
My romantic partnership shouldn't be placed in a hierarchy with the other men because of gender.
So icked out. I would be so icked out that he.
And you're serious.
I'm dead ass.
This is what I be. I know you are.
And you know what's very difficult about it?
That is so
I
perplexing
love my
to
friend.
me. Yeah,
we've been friends longer than my relationship, right? I probably would sacrifice him because I'm because I'm that in love with my man. At this point, right? Which sucks. But what would end up happening is I'd be so resentful that my man controlled my life that much. It wouldn't work.
But is it control?
And that is just it's absolute control.
Or is it respect? Because I don't think that's control.
Throw that goddamn word in her.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Respect. If you respect me, if you love me, if you care about me, again, the same way that cheating would hurt me.
Yeah.
Why does it go differently than you removing someone that I care about? That would hurt me for me to have to
But the
disregard
barometer for respect for you and I are both different.
No, no. We're not. I'm not keeping it on respect. I'm talking about hurt. If cheating is something that would hurt you, why is it then okay for him to set this boundary that essentially would remove someone from your life that would hurt you? Why is there a hierarchy of hurt here for what's allowed and what's not allowed?
So this is what I think. I think that this is why it's so important, number one, for us to know ourselves, right? Because for me, there's not a man on this planet that I would choose over my husband. I don't care. No, for sure, right? I'm choosing my husband. And this too, right?
You choose everybody over that man. That man over everybody.
I am. Because this is your once in a lifetime, platinum needle in a haystack, swing for the fences, best friend, confidant, lover, husband.
But that's not true because people have multiple husbands.
No, and that's the thing. You see it different. So what I'm saying is you got to choose a person that sees it the same way as you see it. I would never choose a man. Yes, I would never choose a man that felt like he needed to go out with his girlfriends all the time and then would try to play me like I'm insecure. Nah, Negro, I don't feel respected when you're out with a bunch of different women. So we have to choose the people that make the most sense for us. And on top of that, I feel like because when y'all are saying the words that are coming out of your mouths, like this makes sense to me in my mind. And not to make a debate, but in my mind, I'm like, y'all don't want to be married. That's what my underlying voice says, because ultimately what you're saying is there's another man that is more important than your man. And why would your man choose
the importance of going to a bar?
Yes.
Sarah, frankly, saying that, and I can only speak from wanting to be married.
Yes.
The commitment, the love that I
want commitment and love
too. Lifetime, the children.
God,
I don't want children out of wedlock. I want to honor each other's families. Each other's families. I love how blended we are now. I love how we take care of each other.
Yes.
There's no world where that friendship, sorry, Andre, I love you to death, means more than that.
But this is the thing.
This is why don't have the issue where he feels like I can't walk outside and go to a bar with him.
Weezy, here,
there's not a place in his brain where he's going like, and now she's gonna suck his dick at TGI Friday.
It's not about that. It's not about the sexual act. So let me say this. So because I'm glad that you said that. When you bring up your man and you're like, there's not a piece that would act that would make me choose. I'm choosing my man over Andre, right?
Right.
But you also said over time you would resent him so much that you would end up breaking up.
Correct.
Meaning, wait, let me finish.
Isolated from Andre.
Right.
This is something that you took from me.
No, he didn't. Because that's the thing in marriage.
3 years?
Let me tell you. Look, y'all, and I'm not trying to be a preacher. I'm not a perfect person. I have not figured out marriage. I am not a couple's goal. I am not Black excellence. I am just one person that is committed to my person and figuring the shit out. But what I can tell you is most men are terrified of marriage. Why? Because they fear divorce. If you are marrying a woman that ultimately on a subconscious level is telling you that she does not choose you all the way, that there are caveats or conditions on the way that she chooses you, or because you made her sacrifice something that meant something to her, you think that's going to be the only thing you sacrifice in marriage?
I will tell you this flat out. I am not scared to lose a man. I am not scared to
That's
get divorced.
the problem.
And no, it's not.
That's the problem.
I always choose myself
That's
first.
the problem.
I will choose.
You choose yourself, but not a man.
Always first. And then my kids, and then God. And wait, God come third.
Damn.
Let me tell you. but here's where it is for me, right?
I'm listening.
I would probably, if you told me right now, my man needs my
y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't relate to nothing. I'm just over here listening to y'all.
I believe
this all sounds nuts to me. Everything out of both of y'all's mouths, I'm like, is this the married people debate? We don't went over on time, bitch. We got.
Oh God.
They don't want to be married.
No,
She don't want. Shorty and the yellow don't want to be married at all.
No, she doesn't want to go to heaven either. That bitch is trash. She just said it's me, my
She
kid.
said God is third. She said God was third
Like, this is
on
what
the
happens,
list.
right? Like, and they forget they represent the men they have. So now, what are we all thinking about the nigga that this girl is fucking with?
He is.
you gotta
Oh no,
respect
something
the man.
ain't right with that man. Something ain't right in his brain. Cause what?
Men are territorial about the women they love.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So what I find is that when we have conversations surround intimacy, like the wife was trying to tell the 304s, when we say intimacy, low vibrational people are just people who are not familiar with the depths of that. They just think sex, intimacy equates sex. It does not. You have to be able to have conversations, and you have to be able to express your love languages and have a non-sexual understanding of each other. Without that, you don't even really have intimacy. You're just having physical masturbation with each other. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
Those young ladies have a lot.
When I said that shit, y'all was mad at me.
What?
I'm sorry. What you say, Will?
When I said that niggas be using y'all just to masturbate, because instead of they using y'all pussy to masturbate instead of their hands, motherfuckers had a problem when I said it.
Oh no, I agree. I said hypersexual people normally do that, and people who don't have real connections. That's what you all do. You're just physically using somebody else to masturbate because you don't want to use your hand and your toy. But again, those young ladies, you can't have conversations with those young ladies, and not even just young ladies. You can't have conversations with women like that who are just so closed-minded and already have this expectation. And that's why we had the conversation earlier and we're making the points. They're not really aware who they are, and if they are, who they are and what they want are not directly correlating. Like it's going like this. Like you doing everything that a single woman will do, and at the same time you saying you want to be a wife. It's not even possible. When that woman was saying, I choose my husband, I choose my husband, I choose my husband, and they were laughing, that right there, like you wouldn't even have to let the clip play anymore. It's almost like women like that are jealous when wives have husbands. And they put them on that pedestal. It's like you don't have a husband and you don't have someone who respects you and has put you in that position. So you try to clown other women to try to make them feel like they doing too much for their husband, which is something that you're literally on this couch saying is something that you desire, but you still feel like you require it, but you ain't done none of the work, like I said. So,
but she sat there. She sat there and said, "There's nobody more important than my man." And then said, "Yeah, but I'm gonna resent him for me not being my friends with this man no more. So he is more important than your man." Oh no, he's not. But you're contradicting yourself. You sound crazy.
Let me tell you something.
Which one is it?
Piggyback off of what you just said, because in the that male friend that I described earlier, I tell him, I said, I've told him when I was in a relationship, I said, look, bro, I'm gonna have to cut you off. We can't be friends. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. Just out of respect for my relationship, I understand that I may have mentioned you to my man and things of that nature, but respectfully, I'm going to have to diminish some of these conversations because it's not really much that I am talking. Because we're on the phone talking about what? Why my man just laying here just listening to me talk to another man when I could just talk to my man? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm one of those women. I don't care what y'all call, not y'all, but I don't care what anybody call it. I love my man. I need my man. I want my man. I'm there for my man. I do everything and anything that I can possibly for my man. That build him up if I need to, because that's my man. Who gonna check things out that go bump in the night? Because I ain't getting up.
Right. It ain't gonna be me.
It ain't gonna be me. We need these men just as well. They do need us in at a certain degree. And I don't know why we keep going at war with each other about we don't need the hell.
We need each other.
We need my man.
So is there because I mean, respect to Toya and her loyalty to her man, like that's commendable. Like, don't change that energy. As you were talking though, because this is a conversation I've had a lot of times, I think people think that there's a single you and then there's a relationship you. And I've never subscribed to that perspective. I feel like and believe you should be living the highest level of characteristics, and it should be fluid to transition from single to relationship. What I find a lot of times is people live degenerately and then think that when they get in a relationship, well, I gotta stop doing this stuff because they clearly know this stuff is not at the highest level of character. You know, whether it's, you know, drug related, going to strip clubs, whatever it may be that your partner would shame. And I can speak from myself. That's where it's always been challenging. There is no two versions of me. Like I'm the same dude in and out of a relationship. That's how I live my life. So I feel like a lot of times people do this. They do the duality. You get one version single, and then you get the different version. So you have to cut off folks and change up stuff because you really weren't living, in my opinion, a life of. It didn't have maybe a good representation because you have to change some stuff. And that's not to say that you don't have to change certain aspects, but why is it that a relationship now commands more of you that as a single person didn't? That
because
is where
you don't have that other person. You don't have that accountability to hold on to. I mean, of course, I'm not single me versus one. Let's put this in perspective. What did they say? Obama had to walk as if he was a president before he became the president, right? So he has to carry himself in that way. True, you're going to carry yourself, oh, this is my characteristic, but everyone's still in their own world going to have a different perspective of you. You may think I am a well-spoken black man, somebody else, I'm like, that nigga talk like a white person. What the hell is going on? Like, they're going to have different perspectives of you. It doesn't matter how you feel as though that you're portraying yourself to them. At the end of the day, if you're in this relationship, yes, we have to make compromises. Yes, we have to keep that sort of consistency and things of that nature. We're going to move a lot more differently than we would move as if we were single. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be completely topsy-turvy with it, but you're going to make some type of arrangements for your relationship. You got to come to that compromise. You got to come to that conversation and say, hey, this is what I like and what I don't like. Those boundaries, those things that you don't want to cross, that you don't want your partner to feel a kind of way about. It's just mutual respect. At the end of the day, it's just mutual respect at the end of the day. However, I still agree with you. You should still carry yourself to the closest same characteristics that you keep on a day-to-day basis. You shouldn't be that detrimental of a change. I agree with you 110%, but you're going to make a little bit of a change. You're going to make a little bit. So I agree with you.
Thank you. That's where I was coming from.
So true.
Go ahead.
Oh. No, I was going to say, I'm one of the complete change people, right? When so it was a change from being single and just, being younger with my guys and what the stuff we'd be up to being married to being a parent. Like I had complete shifts. They were like 5-year shifts. You know what I'm saying? Like from recklessness to responsibility to self-sacrifice to complete placing the other people above or ahead of me in regards to what I think is necessary to be done for my family. But by me going through those phases, I feel like I don't regret anything, or I don't have that like, oh, I wish I would have done this aspect at all. I'm like, yeah, I did all the shit I wanted to do. I did it till I didn't want to do it no more, and then I went to the next phase. And with that, I was able to, you could call it mature or just reprioritize, because there are people who don't ever want to have a family and kids and be in that position. You know, it's not, I don't think it's the majority, but the people that, so I don't want to say that I matured and they're not mature, but yeah, for me, it was how I viewed it as maturing through those phases.
And trust me, I get it to the degree that if you are conducting yourself again, like you said, in a manner that is not becoming, like bed to bed, you out till 7, 8 in the morning, you showing up to work late. But that's where, again, for me, that's always been a challenge. Transition into a relationship is like you meet certain people and they're expecting, from what Toya said, well, you're supposed to change to now create an environment that is best suited for my feelings. And I'm like, assess my life and tell me where I'm lacking. Typically, you know, not perfect by no means, but the things I'm doing transition into a relationship. I'm not reckless. You ain't gotta have my habits change, but it seems like that's more common than not, that people want to do what they want to do. They smoke up, they drink up, they be reckless, and then now they get in a relationship and the relationship commands more. And I'm like, why not just be more prior to the status change. It should be easier, but
well, the answer to that question is I wanted to have fun. So there you have it. I'm just keeping the sleeve.
Marcus, how old were you though when you got married?
Shit. What year is this? 2026. I've been with my wife like 20.
2010, you got married?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 09, 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn, you been married for 16 years, nigga?
You said it.
No, I've been with her 16 years. We've been married for like
fuck that. Congratulations.
7, 8 years.
Yeah, congratulations, bro. That's tough. I didn't know y'all been together that long.
And for clarity purposes, I just want to make this, and especially, well, I'm not gonna say especially. I'm gonna say true. I don't want this to. How I speak is out of passion, not aggression. I'm not here attacking or this, that, and the third or anything of that nature. I'm just simply passionate. You'll trust me. If you ever see me angry, it's a different animal. I mean, animal.
Man.
Don't all. Who said all man? Come to the front.
We had enough of that last week.
But please just understand this is totally from passion. It's somebody pointed him. It's him. Okay, I knew it. Yeah, the loner. But nonetheless, is all from passion. This is all love and things of that nature. I don't want y'all to feel as though I'm attacking absolutely anyone.
JR gonna have the chat spoiled.
No,
like this.
We appreciate the pushback. You could have pushed back even more. It makes for interesting shows. Like you can go in. You know what I'm saying?
What?
They did it, yeah, child.
Hey, speaking of language, man. Hold on, y'all. Let me get to these super chats, y'all. YME 7217, a member $5 says 50 plus women are old. Boxes drying out, leaving you with heads or tails. Literally, just hold your nose. Brother Noomsy, a member, $3 super sticker. Thank you. Steven 7736, $2. It is hotastic. Stay single. Save that money. YME 7217, a member, $5. I find it amazing women have convinced men that men are more, they said they were amorous than women. Eve's eyes were open before Adam's were. That dirty soft house, $5. I just saw Willie post on Facebook that Toya chick trying to audition to be the new villain on the show. Shaking my head.
Hey, well, so wait, go back to that real quick.
Me? Or the other Toya?
Like, I want him to post it, right? Because either just being funny but just to be clear, like, hold on, let me show you the last time I posted on Facebook. So when I saw that, bro, I was like, oh no, wait, no, hold on.
They just don't know how to talk.
I'm sorry. What? That's if you can't see the date. That's I don't know how to do this shit where it's gonna zoom in. Bam. Oh, turn it.
There you go. Stop right there.
All right.
December 2025.
All right. So I don't know what the fuck this nigga talking about, but at the same time, I also know that nigga's not on my friend list, so he can't see shit I post on Facebook.
All right. Lastly, the Dope Hour podcast, a member, 999. That kind of mindset is truly diabolical. They should have just stay single instead of creating more failed relationships. I want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform. I want to thank everybody on the panel. Great show. Enjoyed it. Do me a favor before you guys exit, hit that like button and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Catch us on the next